outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Well. Good afternoon there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lenovo Intel presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends. I'm your cast assassin 47 on the desk. With me is Cribs, and we are all set and ready to find our top 6 finalists for the grand finals as well. From Qualifier 2, of course. This is the Qualifier 2 finals, day 3. And today, Cribs, is going to be the day where we're going to be getting ourselves 6 more teams that are going to be advancing in towards the grand finals. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really excited and a little bit nervous as well because we have some really good teams over here in the top order who honestly could take the number 1 spot. But what really matters are the 5th and 6th ranked team. Which one of those teams will take those 2 spots? And I mean, you can sure get to the number 1 spot for bragging rights, but honestly, all you need to do is get in the top 6 and somehow make your way into the grand finals. If you don't, well, then your journey in the Rise of Legion tournament ends here.
True that. Let's quickly jump straight in towards the day 2 standings, because that is where we're going to be talking a little bit more about who exactly is that team as well that are, fighting for that 6th spot on the table. We know for a fact that Team Baines, they kind of were towards the very end, almost about to make their way in towards the 6th spot as well, but unfortunately they're still going to be fighting for that 6th spot. So day 2 standings, as soon as they're going to be ready, we're going to be popping them right in front of your screens. But Crips, I feel as if, the side of Team Thunder Buddies, with the amount of performance that they put up yesterday, I feel as if they're not going to give away that 6th spot to the side of Baines. What do you think?
Well, Thunder Buddies were performing really well yesterday. They were super consistent. There were like 3 games in which they finished in the top 2. So I would really look forward to seeing them again today and hopefully maybe even pull off a win because they got so close, but yet they were so far from a win. They haven't gotten a single W just yet. But still, they have a bunch of placement points because of which they stand at the 6th place currently. I mean, Baines was doing really well on day 1, but then yesterday somehow they slipped, and because of that they are now at the 7th position and they are desperate to overtake teams like Thunder Buddies and play like pros in order to get inside that top 6. They also need to be careful about Aviator Esports overtaking them and getting Bane to drop down even further.
I was about to say, who else doesn't have a win but always finishes top 3? Aviator Esports. Oh, they're really close. 61 total points, and if they go ahead and get themselves a win, or maybe even just do what they do best every single match, they are going to be able to dethrone the side of Team Baines without any issues whatsoever. Team Baines, they are sort of sandwiched right now between Thunder Buddies and Aviator Esports. And Baines, if they don't perform today, they don't manage to get themselves a win or even put up more points, then it definitely is going to be trouble for them, to qualify for the grand finals. And Aviator Esports, they're hot on their heels. And yesterday as well, we saw them every single match finishing top 3 with the likes of Thunder Buddies, Play Like Pros, and even Wood.exe. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what they can do today, because we really don't have to look at the top 3 spots because that pretty much is already taken away. And the point of focus would be from the 5th and the 6th spot, because that is where you might see a little bit of a shift coming in. Like Watch Apex Boss, they've already taken the 1st spot without any issues whatsoever. It was very easy for them to go ahead and take that place as well. And you did mention yesterday that if they consistently just keep on putting up the points in terms of placements or even kill points, they can easily just take that 1st spot away into the grand finals as well. Like today, they necessarily don't have to get a win.
Exactly, and that's the luxury that you get by staying on the top. I just hope that they don't have a too steep of a fall. Even if they fall from the 1st place, it's completely okay because they'll still be in the top 6. But let's see who gets in the top 6 this time around as we are about to jump into the first game, ladies and gentlemen. The dropships are live.
Yeah.
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, we are all set and ready to dive in towards match 1 for the day. This is the final day of day 2 qualifiers. And
Good this way.
yeah, I mean, I feel as if the side of Team Baines are not going to be playing match 1. Let's hope that they are going to be coming back though, because I really don't want them to lose out of the chance of making their way in towards the grand final stage.
Yeah, unfortunately, Baines won't be in the lobby, but a lot of other contenders are right here. We have no teams inside of Lava Fish at this time, none of them in Landslide as well. I do believe that we have Team Sites probably inside of staging. We have WordEXE this time, they go towards the fragment area. And that's pretty exciting because there's two more teams in fragment, total of 3, and 1 in village, which means there could be potentially a 4-way fight inside fragment right now, right at the beginning.
Interesting. Well, talking about fights, best 9. Well, they're going to be seeing them go ahead and take on a fight. No FPS is just going to use the Void Edge and he's going to make his way out of there. Well, he's going to be like, guys, you know what? Let's just fall back a little bit and try and loot because we don't really have anything to work with right now. Eva 8's on towards this team right here in front of our screens. What.exe have got themselves a Sentinel in the flatline as well. Deathwish. Interesting. I love to see a Sentinel being picked up as well. Like, it's very rare you see that. G7 Scout, on the other hand, has been picked up quite a lot, especially from the side of Vector Sports. Vector Sports are the ones, even definitely a noob is the guy who is absolute master with the G7 Scout clips.
Yeah, currently WordEXE, they're just using the Bloodhound scans to find information. They got scanned themselves and they scan back. It's like an eye for an eye, but there's just information exchange, no frags. Not too much damage as well. Best 9 and WordEXE, both of them will be able to get up to all their full HP. But those were the only 2 teams fighting. What about the other 2 that were over there? They currently haven't participated. They haven't even shown their faces just yet. And let's see if these guys can actually use that stealth to their advantage, or they will try to, make their presence known and try to initiate a battle first.
Well, if the Gibby is going to be running like this, I don't think so. Stealth is something, but okay. The Bloodhound and the Wraith, they definitely are like pretty good escape artists right there, especially Wraith.
Yeah, most people, they use the Void's Edge to get away from troublesome situations, but unfortunately, because you can see the trail of Wraith, most people will end up following her as soon as you press that Q button.
Yeah.
So I guess the best way to deal with, the best way to Void Edge out is to get out of the troublesome situation and then go back towards your team, so that even if they follow you, like, they will almost always run into multiple players and they won't be able to isolate you out.
Aviator Esports on the opposite side of the map. And I feel as if the side of Best 9 are going to have a little bit of a problem, especially Vishnu Lala. He's taking the fight with an RE45. Quite adventurous, but yeah.
That too
I'm
against a
not
charge
sure.
rifle.
Exactly. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do, but hey, good luck, buddy.
And I mean, there is a longbow that you can use for now.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel as if Vishnu Lala is going to be left out with nothing. His teammates are taking absolutely everything. Vishnu Lala is just taking the fight with the RE45.
This is fragment. They're in the streamer building. This building alone has almost as much loot as an entire city. I mean, yeah, that's probably the most loaded building in the city, yeah? And you're in fragment too. There's like multiple places that you can loot. So I don't think loot is something they need to worry about. I mean, take a look at this. It's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes into the game and they already have purple shields. So yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. But at this point, Aviator Esports are bored. We saw Best 9, we saw WordEXE just land shots, take pot shots at each other inside a fragment. No damage done. Okay, a little bit of damage was done, but no kills just yet. Not even a single knock. So yeah, Aviator Esports are like, yeah, let these guys fight each other out, and we'll just ignore them and move over towards the circle, maybe deeper inside the circle, and not just towards the edges to gatekeep them or something. Gatekeeping in the first circle is like, okay, what's the point really? Do take a look at the circle. It's going towards thermal station. Everyone needs to move south. We have team sides who are currently on the top of the epicenter mountains, just overlooking the fragment city. Now, whether they choose to go through it or go around it is a choice that they need to make. And honestly, it probably won't matter too much because no teams are left inside of fragment right now. Everyone's trying to move towards the circle already. The one few teams who have probably scanned the circle are already going towards the scout, but here we have OP skills using the dead totem, and they're trying to fight against Team Alu. Let's see if they're able to connect these shots, because the first wave of the people in death protection has been sent back, which means they need to use their medkits, they need to shield up, and they need to re-engage. But no, it's Team Alu who engages them first. They're the ones rushing in instead. They want to capitalize on the lack of HP on the remaining players, and oh my lord! Pick up the Shamu, a double kill for him, using the Prowler and the Volt to absolute perfection, and he destroys them. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first victims. Oh, that was scary, to be honest. They used the death protection, but still Team Alu was able to win.
Yeah, despite all of that resource being pulled out as well, it was the side of Team Alu. That was just one player moving in, finishing things off with the Prowler as well. Such a ballsy move right there. And if that would have been failed a little bit more, maybe Team Alu might have lost that chance as well.
Another fight. This time it's sides. They came all the way from epicenter. They moved towards the west of fragment, and now they're looking to take this compound near the respawn beacon, just in between these valleys. Let's see who they're up against, because this is one very crucial area that many teams rotate from. Now, there are multiple choices, multiple lanes that you can go through. They're up against Team Task Force, and if Task Force have spotted out the location, it could definitely be interesting, because Task Force knows exactly where they are. Now, both the teams using their scans have found out each other's position, and they have a choice. They can choose to avoid them, but it seems like Sides, being the kill-hungry team that they are, will use the death protection to move right in. They try to sink the Yastal. Not going to be successful just yet, but they have cracked the Caustic, and now he's going to be almost knocked as well. Will he let him escape? Nope, they don't care. And just like that, within a matter of seconds, we have Zero Resurrected picking up 2 kills. Yaku plays with a kill of his own. And we are down to 10 squads. Task Force gets eliminated within a matter of seconds. Like, these guys did not even run out of their death protection.
So that is going to be Team Task Force going down. So 2 squads going down out of the total 12 that did deploy into the server for this match. Since team sides are actually going to be, very aggressive, and they're going to be very ready moving in towards day 3. Because Crips, you do remember for a fact that starting off day 2, sides were in the top spot. But then watch they pick spots, they came in and took it away. So team sides are not going to be too happy about it. They're going to try and get their spot back.
The buddies in a very tough battle. They are all running low on HP. Akwoberoy barely surviving. He doesn't even have his bubble, and he's gonna fall as well. Alu once again shining, as these guys have wiped their second squad now.
2 squads taken away by the side of Team Alu. They did get dropped down in towards the top 20 spot, if I'm not wrong. So they were currently sitting at 10th or 11th, Team Alu.
Yeah,
overall standings, and yeah, they're gonna try and make their way into towards top 10 again, Crips.
Yeah, and in order to get into the top 10, they need as many kills as they can. They've already finished off 2 squads, and now they saw a 3rd squad land right next to them. Now, let's see if Team Alu decides to chase them or not. That squad is gonna be VerdEXE. I don't think VerdEXE found out that Alu is in the vicinity. Currently, they're just near tree, and VerdEXE, they're not trying to go as south as tree. They're just trying to get towards the thermal station already. So yeah, that is Team Alu getting information on the passing by of one team. But after that, where did they go? They have no idea. One would assume that they go towards thermal station because that's the only point of interest nearby. But you could still be on one of the many substations that's around that area. And there's still plenty of spots left to hide in the circle.
Well, VerdEXE, they're just going to be, looting up Task Force. They're going to try and find as many things as possible. And they're just going to make their way out of the area in towards the fight as well.
Yeah, they found the bodies of Task Force and they were like, somebody had fun over here. Little do they know that the team that was having fun has them in their crosshairs too. And they finally have found them, but this is not Wordy XE. Okay, wait, this is Wordy XE that they found.
That is Wordy
Malu.
XE, yeah.
Let's
That is
see if
Wordy
they're able to engage. Few grenades have been exchanged, but so far, Team Alu have only found the position of one player. The other players are in the vicinity, but they haven't spotted them. So they don't have confirmation. They only have soft confirmation by the seer abilities. Oh my god, Begum gets melted halfway through before he even jumps inside. Plenty of thermite grenades, both the teams deploying them. And oh my lord, one person sent back. The entirety of Team Wordy XE has been sent back to their totems. Will they re-engage? Yes, they are. They're re-engaging without healing up their HPs. They want to finish this off right here and now. They already know that their enemies will be very low on health. And this is one of the strongest buildings that Wordy XE knows how to fight inside. This is one of the main areas that they usually land in whenever they play professionally. And they have once again shown that they are the best. That is it. That's the end of Team Alu. And Wordy XE wiped the floor with them. Really, really fast aggression. Really ballsy as well, as they decided to jump in without healing up. And that is it. You kill the team that has already killed 2 squads. You have more fun than Team Alu did. And, well, that's a statement made right there.
I like how they're just, kicking the door open, just going ahead and blasting that thing off. But at the same time, it sort of is very unlikely of Wordy.exe as well, right? Like, you would expect them to just fall back a little bit, heal up, and then take the fight. But these guys, they're just like, no, now is the right time. If we don't act now, then maybe we might just lose our Team Alu.
I think the reason they decided to do that is because they use so many thermite grenades, and not just them. Even Alu use a lot of thermite grenades, and thermites, they directly affect your HP and not just the shields. Now they go in with the death protection. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna hold off on that point. Play Like Pro's 1 HP has a Kraber. So 1 HP has the potential to one-shot their enemies. And he's using the portal so creatively. He had no space in his backpack. So he's going to go back up, drop shields and Phoenix kits, and then go back down the portal to pick up the remaining stuff on the care package. And look at this fortress that they've built so far. This is one of the higher places that you can get into on Thermal Station. There is only one way to get up here, and that is either via a jump pad, or you can take the zip line, which is almost like a suicide sentence. The moment you climb up on that zip line, you will be, getting shot. And of course, at this point, you've got the Kraber now. You've got the Caustic on the G7 and the EVA 8, which means he can use the G7 for long range, EVA for short range. And there you go. The Kraber on the verge of getting some juicy headshots. Will we see some one-taps right now? Oh no, his teammate fired upon them with a flatline, and now they are aware of their position. But I think this is the best position that Play Like Pros could have ever taken in the circle. They've got the high ground. The Caustic can defend this area with all his gas canisters, and they have a line of sight onto all their enemies. They have already spotted out 3 teams. Well, one of those teams won't be surviving any longer because washed up bots, these guys finish them off. 7 teams left, and one of them has a fortress.
Watch Apex bots are going to go ahead and charge on towards Vector Sports, who are hiding in a compound. That entire compound is going to be taken away by the side of Watch Apex bots now. And with that compound getting secured by them, I feel as if they might have a chance at maybe flanking the side of Play Like Pros. But at the same time, you did mention about the fort that they have built up, right? So yeah, things are just going to be difficult for the rest of the team. And quite easy for the likes of Play Like Pros. So they've got themselves a Kraber as well, and that Kraber, I just go ahead and do quite a lot of damage. They have to go ahead and find out where exactly that Kraber is going to be, that Kraber shot is coming in from. And it's not going to be that long till all of these players find out where exactly the side of Play Like Pros are holding on to.
Wordy XE was the site. You have one of the players down. The other players just got revived, but it looks like Begum won't let them go. This is a very decked out L-Star, and it can melt at close range. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Team sides have been dealt with. Wordy XE finished them off. And now, with Wordy XE taking out one of the heaviest competitors in the game, Play Like Pros will be even happier because Wordy XE are doing all the dirty work for them. Let's take a look at where the circle will take us. I think Thermal Station is still in the zone, which means they don't need to abandon their fortress. Play Like Pros can still stay there, but Wordy XE have cleared up the entire eastern board of the circle, which means they got this entire area to themselves. Where are the remaining teams? Uh-oh.
Oh, there you go. Gonna be seeing the side of. Oh, that is Vishnalayan gang coming in. Oh, they did make it. They are going to be going ahead and fighting off against the side of Word.exe now. Word.exe has spotted them out. It's going to be them to go ahead and get taken down really, really soon. But right now, in front of our eyes is going to be KXB Esports, team that got themselves the first champions title in this entire Qualifier 2 finals. Maybe today, they're here to make a little bit of a difference, Chris.
KXB Esports on the southern side of Thermal Station. They've got just the cliffs for their cover, which is a good enough position for now, considering there's barely any compounds left. In fact, the fortress that Play Like Pros had for themselves will have to be abandoned, but Word.exe have another target in their sights. And this time, I believe, yeah, it's going to be best nines. They already killed 2 players, and they, what? That was a very fast finish off. They destroy best 9 in like less than 9 seconds or something.
Yep. They've got themselves the death protection. They're going to use that. They're going to make their way in over towards Best 9. Best 9's going to be going down, and we're going to be seeing the heart chamber getting activated as well. This 2 compound right here, the fight between Washed Apex bots. Who is the other team? Aviator Esports? Yep.
Yeah.
Aviator Esports. Aviator Esports, they were holding on to this compound from quite some time now, and I feel like that Washed Apex bots, they were not quite happy about this. They were like, who are you guys to go ahead and camera that compound? Gonna go ahead and take you down, make things more easier.
Perfect for Play Like Pros. Only
Yeah, go ahead.
Only KXB are the ones who are currently displaced. They need a compound and they don't have one just yet. That's why they're looking to engage onto this team up close. While another team from far away is trying to shoot at them as well.
Interestingly, someone used the Gibby ult at the wrong place, and that might just go ahead and spook out the side of Word.exe. Word.exe, well, they're going to try and just hold off for now because they know for a fact that 2 of these squads are going to fight each other really soon. Will be KXB Esports going up against the side of who exactly is that team? Play Like Pros, yes. That's going to be Word.exe coming in from the backlines, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Word.exe's non-kebab. Might just be a little bit too hungry for some frags. Going to try and take down some of the bodies here. Try them up later and, I don't know, maybe eat them as well.
I don't imagine they taste very well. Especially that caustic. I don't think he definitely tastes very well.
But hey, you know what will taste better though? A champions title for Word.exe.
Sweet and juicy.
We could check out here.
I mean, we all want to see them on that champion title as well. Every single time they bring it really close, but then they get taken down while rotating, or some other squad just come in and sandwich them inside a building. This time around though, they're not in a building, and this time it is actually the likes who Play Like Pros in a building. One guy's got himself an AR and a Kraber. So Kraber, you can obviously throw it out of the window because this short range fight, we're not going to be seeing the Kraber in action anytime soon. But hey, Word.exe, he's putting out that seer right there. Is going to be on kebab to take on top of that building and try and easily take them out. Oh, the Arcstar is going to come in as well. That just forced the issue, and oh, look at the amount of damage it's doing. And whoa, non-kebab took down Ronin with the thermite.
Oh, they escaped. They use the Valkyrie ult. Yeah, they use the Valkyrie ult and they try to escape. But where will they go after this? There's barely any place left in the circle, and whenever you land, there will be someone on the other to take care of you. In fact, this was the only place of cover inside the circle. This is one of the only compounds left, and now it's been contested. One of the teams escaped out. Word.exe still are on top. KXB Esports tried to escape, but when they land, I don't know what's going to happen off them. And there you go. The Valkyrie has finally been put down on the ground. No more escaping for you. You escape just for a second and came back down, crash landing. Play Like Pros, they know that Word.exe are on top. Can they make quick work of them? They have a really good defensive setup for now, and at this point, the Kraber can be of absolute importance. One shot and knock with the Kraber means that you will not only have enough time to initiate the fight, and they won't have time to revive, but also a single knockout right now, along with the Seer micro drones, means that you can't even revive them, even if you want to.
Aviator Esports, caught between both of these squads, Word.exe and Play Like Pros. Aviator Esports, all they have to do is just chill out a little bit, maybe, let both of these titans take on against each other, and then come out as the second team or even the champions in this match. But hey, only time will tell. It'll be down to how exactly they are going to play it out as well. They're lucky enough if Word.exe or the side of Play Like Pros decide to take them out. They can do a chill for now.
Yeah, but Word.exe don't have a seer. They only have a bloodhound. And they've spotted out and scanned both the remaining teams. So now they know that there's one team under them and one team in the building across. Now, when the circle starts to shrink, the building across will be the ones that need to move first. And that's exactly what they're doing. Play Like Pros have already put down a very safe portal which his teammates can take. And he just needs a knock with the Kraber. Play Like Pros are initiating against this team. The circle on the verge of pushing them outside. Let's see if they go in. They will be forced to take the portal, and they're pretty safe for now. But Caustic has his Nox gas ready. If he tosses that gas inside, that's going to be the end of Aviator Esports, and then they only need to focus on Bird.exe.
We're going to be seeing the side of Play Like Pros who are going to go in and make the push. Word.exe are in a little bit of a problem though. The sonar is going to come in as well, the scan that is, from the side of Deathwish. Ankobab has already lost his life. It's going to be down to Begum and Deathwish. Begum has got his death protection ready. He's going to try and put down that death protection. But hey, it's going to be a little bit of a problem as the Gibby ult comes in as well. The Heart Chamber gets activated. Ultimate's coming left, right, and center, Crips. And I feel as if there's going to be nothing that the side of Team Bird.exe are going to be able to do right now. Because Play Like Pros, they are just bouncing in on towards them. Play Like Pros have the vantage point as well. And there comes the death protection. The death protection is going to be used. And Begum might just be able to go ahead and come clutch. But ultimately, it is going to be Deathwish to be falling as well. And Begum has got little to no HP left. He can easily be taken down right now. Oh,
A canister.
The caustic canister comes in as well. And I feel it is game over for the side of Bird.exe. Aviator Esports, they're going to be the next target right now for the side of Play Like Pros. Play Like Pros still have the vantage point. And I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to do much. Then they've got this Gibby Shield up and running. That is Aviator Esports. 3 versus 3 situation right now, Krebs, and the jump pads are coming in as well. And the likes of Play Like Pros to just jump down and go ahead and take on Aviator Esports. Inside is going to be going down, and it's going to be Aviator Esports to emerge our champions. What the hell, Krebs?
This was one very chaotic battle, but Aviator Esports understood that they have a decent position. The only thing that could have stopped Aviator Esports was the Nox gas from Caustic if he tossed that ultimate inside. But he did not do that. Instead, he used it on the team Bird.exe. And that's how Aviator Esports could stay inside in cover while the other two teams, Play Like Pros and Bird.exe, were knocking 7 shades of shit out of each other. And then Aviator, they also put down the jump pads on the ground, you know, so that in case Aviator Esports, in case Play Like Pros want to go down to the ground, maybe they'll step on a jump pad and get launched out of the circle and die right there. That's what they were hoping for. That did not happen because Play Like Pros immediately destroyed the jump pad so that they could land on the ground safely. But still, in a 3 versus 3 battle like that, when Play Like Pros have not had enough time to heal themselves up, and the circle is pushing them. Plus, the other ones need to go downstairs. You also take a little bit of animation change, you know, as soon as your knees land the ground. So yeah, your aim gets thrown off a little bit. That is something that could have, you know, played in their favor as well. But at the end of the day, in a 3 versus 3 battle in such a tiny circle, it really just depends on how well you can land your shots. And this time, Aviator Esports were better prepared.
Yeah, we Play Like Pros, they also took a little bit of a damage, right, with the fight against the side of Word.exe. So that kind of put them off. And at the same time, Aviator Esports just like you mentioned, the way they just set everything up for that final circle, for that final ring and that final battle against the final team that is going to be right in front of them. That was pretty insane. The Octane going out and putting down all the jump pads. And we saw the Gibby as well using the shield at the right time to just go ahead and buy more time. They knew the side of Team Play Like Pros have to jump down from their sweet spots, have to drop down and take the fight head on. And with the Gibby shield and everything coming in as well, it was just buying more and more time for the side of Aviator Esports to get ready. Aviator Esports, I told you, right, before that final 3 squad fight emerged, I was like, Aviator Esports, they really don't have to do much. They know for a fact that Word.exe and Play Like Pros are going to go ahead and take on against each other. Aviator Esports, all they have to do is just hold on, patiently wait, and they can emerge out champions, and they did. Without any issues whatsoever, they easily go ahead and get themselves that champion as well. But yeah, the match highlights are ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight into it, and I know Chris has got something to say.
I really like the initiative that Bird.exe would take in. This was not like the only fight that they took in the end. There were several fights that they were participating in. Even Team Alu for that matter. Both these teams were participating in plenty of fights. Like over here, you had Team Alu wipe out a squad after they had immediately used the Death Totem. They realized that they won't have too much HP, only armor. And yeah, Virat Sharma, this guy was so good. And then even Team Sites was taking the initiative against the other teams. Unfortunately, both these teams were then, victims of Word EXE, and they might not have won the game, but because they had plenty of kills right from the start, I think Word EXE have done enough to get plenty of kill points for themselves.
That's true. What.exe, they have done quite a lot. Just like every time, right? They rack up the kill points, they dish out the damage, but still, I feel like my wish is never gonna be coming true of seeing What.exe emerge out as champions. Really just want to see them go ahead and take the win in day 3. At least, go ahead and challenge the likes of Sights. Sights, right now, they were also very close to going ahead and getting their spot back. But unfortunately, match 1 wasn't the best for them. They got taken down immediately. What.exe, they definitely are going to challenge the side of Washed Apex bots. But for now, though, I feel as if Avita Esports, from that 8th spot, they might have jumped above Banes and easily given a tough fight to the side of Thunder Buddies as well.
Thunder Buddies unfortunately didn't have too good of a game this time. They might have gotten placement points, but not too many kill points. ODXE, on the other hand, this is just yet another instance of them going around and destroying their enemies without even caring in the world. And they were able to destroy that opponent so quickly, right? Like the moment they're initiating the fights, they end the fights in like 30, 40 seconds max. And because of that, they don't get third party too, because the fights don't last long enough for the third party to arrive.
So yeah, the side of Play Like Pros, the way they played it out, it was pretty impressive. I thought that maybe Play Like Pros, the amount of loadout they have and their entire setup, they might actually go ahead and take the Champions title as well. But fortunately, Evita Esports, well, they just played their cards right. This fight was pretty unfortunate for the side of Word.exe, don't you think? Like, similar to this, I guess something like this happened yesterday as well. With Word.exe, they had to make the push because of the ring. Oh yeah, that was when Watched Apex bots were emerged out champions on towards staging. Do you remember?
Over here,
Yeah.
ODXE fell victim because, first of all, they lost a member to the Kraber.
Yeah.
Then there was a defensive bombardment, which means the two remaining players also are very low on HP and stunned. And the moment they tried to go for the revive, there was a micro drone assault on them, which means they can't even do that. So yeah, that was the really, really unfortunate thing that happened to them. Even the death protection was activated a bit late. And you see, the totem is outside the ring, which means you spawn outside and you're already taking ring damage. And that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why there was a delay for them to go ahead and activate the Death Totem. I could have used it a little bit too early when they knew that Play Like Pros were really close to just coming in and taking them down. And look at this, the final battle. Oh, look at the ring shrinking in and all of these guys taking so much damage as well. That's small of a ring, and inside of that ring as well, there were like 2 jump pads right there. That was pretty
Exactly, not
intense.
one, not even
Yeah.
one, two jump
There
pads.
were
So
2 jump pads inside. There was actually like a 4 jump pad setup right there by the Octane. But then the 2 jump pads, as you did mention, were destroyed by the side of Play Like Bros to try and make that jump, and there were 2 more left out inside of the ring.
yeah, and at that point, the jump pad is almost like a landmine because it will yeet you out outside the ring, and by the time you're able to jump back inside, you're pretty much
Yeah.
already dead.
True that. That was a brilliant move coming out from the side of Team Aviator Esports as well. And as soon as the match standings are going to be ready, we're going to be jumping straight in towards the match standings as well, because match standings are going to tell us if or not the side of Aviator Esports is going to be able to dethrone both Banes and Thunder Buddies. Because Thunder Buddies, so Banes did not play this match. I'm not really sure if they're going to be playing the rest of the games for the day. But if they are not, then they're already going to be done and out. Thunder Buddies did not get a lot except for the placement points, like Chris mentioned. So I feel as if with the amount of points, the kill points, and the placement points that these guys might get, the side of Aviator Esports, they should pretty much be at the 6th spot.
Yeah, but I think VerdiXE will still have more kills than them. Like
Yes.
Aviator Esports only fought the last remaining squad Play Like Pros, whereas Verd.exe have been just wiping out squads left, right, and center before they even got to the final circle.
True that completely. And I feel as if we are going to be seeing a little bit of a shift coming in towards the top 3 spots as well in the overall standings, where the side of Word.exe might just go ahead and dethrone someone over there. We might see Vector Esports going down, but not really sure though. Vector Sports kind of had a tough time, batch 1 for the day. They got immediately taken down as well. They got pushed in by the likes of Sites, if I'm not wrong. Was it Sites or Word.exe? Someone came in and took them down as well. While they were trying to engage the side of Play Like Pros, they were just behind Play Like Pros. So Play Like Pros were holding on over towards the thermals, and the side of Vector Sports went into the compound just behind that fort that Play Like Pros did put up as well. Unfortunately, we did not get to see any action over there, right? Like, we would have loved to see all those caustic canisters just popping off and that fort getting absolutely fortified as well. But yeah, Play Like Pros, they had to make the push because of the ring closing in on towards them. Hey, the match standings are ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight into the match standings and see how many points did all of these guys bag as well. What.exe with a total of 18 points, Avita Esports with 15, Play Like Pros with 15 as well, Team Alu with 8, Watched Apex Bots with 7, KXB Esports on 6, Sites on 6, Best End with 3, Vector Sports with 2, and Thunder Buddies with 2 as well. So yeah, Vic, I feel as well, Avita Esports, they might just quickly go ahead and take on the likes of Thunder Buddies because the difference wasn't that big, right? And nobody's only managed to get themselves 2 points. So yeah, maybe Evita are definitely taking on Baines. By the way, like there's no way Baines are gonna stay on top of Evita Esports because there was just like a difference of 2 or 3 points for the side of Evita Esports against Baines, and that has easily been covered as well. What.exe on the other hand, despite not having the wins, look at the amount of kill points, Crips, every match.
War.exe with 11 kills this time around. They finished third. They died before Play Like Pros and Aviator Esports did, but because of the number of kills they have, they end up getting more points than anyone else in this match. Play Like Pros, they eliminated two teams. One of them was Word.exe, and I do believe that they picked up a fight early on inside Fragment as well, and that's why they were able to pick up their second squad wipe. Aviator Esports, on the other hand, I mean, I don't know what to say. These guys had really good circle prediction. They had good decision making as well. Only one squad wipe, which is okay, but you get a bulk of placement points, 12 of them to be exact. And that's how you are at 15 points. Now, here's the storyline that matters. You mentioned that the team of Baines are not playing anymore. So, yeah, Aviator Esports might just be able to overcome Baines and get to the seventh spot. But since over here Thunder Buddies did not do well, I think Aviator Esports might have done enough to get inside the top six already. They might have surpassed two teams at the same time.
I feel like yeah, that is something that is about to happen. So yeah, I mean the overall standings are going to be the ones to just tell us on where exactly these teams are going to be placing themselves. Well, with all the speculations done by our side, I feel as if Word.exe, they definitely are going to go ahead and dethrone someone in the overall standings. I have a feeling. They were in the third spot, but now they might just jump in over towards the second spot as well. Never really know. Watch Apex Bots, on the other hand, only 7 points for match 11, but we have got 4 more games left out for the day, Crips. And I feel Watched Apex Bots, you did mention, right? They don't really have to have a win. All they have to get is a couple of points every match, and they should be sorted out.
Yeah, all they need to do is get a couple of points every match, and they will be okay. Washed Apex Bots have 7 now. They had a little bit of, just a little more than 20-point lead. They currently let Aviator Esports and Word.exe climb like 10 something points against them. Word.exe climbs 11 points against them, and Aviator Esports, they're still far away, so they don't need to worry about them. So out of the 20-point lead that they had, Word.exe has already covered 11. That's half of the lead covered. Let's take a look at the final standings and see exactly where they are. I think Washed Apex Bots are still on top, but then Word.exe is inching closer. Keep in mind that there was a point where Word.exe were at 103, 105, something like that. But now they're at 117, and Washed Apex Bots didn't go too further. So they are well within reach.
So there you go. As I told you, Word.exe are going to go ahead and dethrone the likes of Vector Sports. Sides of the fourth spot, Vector on the third. Playlike Pros on the fifth. Aviator Esports have, yes, they have taken up Thunder Buddies right there. 76 points for both. It's just the added points for the placements in terms of Aviator Sports, and in terms of the kill points, Thunder Buddies are still leading the charge. But I feel as if that is definitely going to change. Aviator Esports, I completely agree to this because yes, they have they've been kind of inactive when it comes down to the fragging department, but at the same time, they play very smart. And that is something that you need, right? Like, in a battle royale game, I feel as if you really don't have to be like the best aimer or something like that. Just have to play your cards right, and you can easily go ahead and get yourselves even a champion title and just rack up the points as well. Because remember, a kill gives you like 1 or 2 points based on the tournaments. Here it gives you 1 points, but in when you get a win, you get like an instant boost from like 1 to 10. You get like 10 points if I'm not wrong for a win.
12.
Yeah, 12. So that depends from tournaments to tournaments if I'm not wrong, but yeah, according to the standard rulebook, it's 12 points. So yeah, 12 points for a champion win right there. So if you play your cards right, you can just easily score big. And of course, like, it's not like the teams are not going to get any kill points. Of course, they're going to take a squad or 2 out, so that's added more. So 12 plus 2 squad wipes or something like that. So easy score right there. So even esports, I feel as if they should start taking the fights as well. Playing smart is fine, but getting all of the kills is definitely going to give them more and more points. With that, match 2 is ready. Why don't we quickly jump straight in towards it after the message from our sponsors?
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to match 2 for the day. That's right. You guys are watching the Lenovo Intel presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends, and ready to dive in over towards match 2 for the day. Match 1 just got finished, and yeah, Avita Esports did get the champions title right there. Let's see who exactly is going to be the team to go ahead and take the champions title for themselves in match 2. We're already seeing a fight happening in towards Fragment, by the way. There's going to be Task Force to be on the roof, and who exactly is below them? I feel as if Task Force, they have to quickly go ahead and start looting up as well. Crips did mention the fact that this building contains more loot than an entire city. So, yeah, let's see if the side of Task Force can go ahead and take down the side of Best 9. Best 9, this is their entire home ground, by the way. Every single time they love to drop it over towards this building. And yeah, Crips, you did mention that this entire building contains loot more than a city. So, yeah. We can evidently see that happening right here as well. As all of them have got themselves Prowlers and Zambiques. They're already taking the fight. Best Nines have taken down the side of Team Task Force, and they've emerged out victorious in this fight, and they have claimed their right on this land.
Yeah, I really like the initiative from Snow FPS. He was able to chase that Octane all the way from the 3rd floor to the bottom. And then as soon as he was getting double peaked, his teammates arrived. But no, they're not even done healing yet. And before they're at full HP, VertiXE have arrived to third party on this one. They're a little bit late. If they arrived like 10, 20 seconds ago, then they would have been able to catch the entirety of the enemy team with very low HP.
Well, Begum, just use himself the ultimate accelerator, what?
Yeah, and if he has the ultimate accelerator, if he has that totem available, he will be able to use that. But it seems like they're just fighting without the use of any of their ultimates. They just want to get outside. There's a nade in the zipline room, and they need to avoid it. VertiXE have already lost Deathwish. Begum and his teammate are able to finish off the remaining members. Oh, that was such a close fight. They almost lost it. Begum started to pop that ultimate extra a bit too late. If he had that dead totem available, he would have been able to very cleanly finish off the enemy squad. But he never needed it. And now they can loot the dead bodies of both Task Force and Best 9.
By the way, did you notice Word.exe are back to their roots of dropping in towards different parts of the map every match?
Yeah, they realize that they need to build a buffer. If they don't, well then Avid Esports and washed up bots, they will all catch up to them. Like Aviator is already on their way up, and they realize that washed Apex bots, they just happen to have a bad game, and that's why VerdiXC were able to catch up so much. Now, Washed Apex bots won't have a bad game every time, because you take a look at their strategy, right? Washed Apex bots go to Lava Fisher, probably one of the safest loot locations in the entire game. If the circle favors them, they can go to trails, they can go to Skyhook as well. And if the circle doesn't favor them, they can pass by a landslide and maybe even harvest it to get inside the circle. This time, though, I think the route that they will take is directly going towards Fragment, and that's why VerdiXC, they are going very, very sweaty right now. They want to be kill hungry because they want to cover as many points as possible. Yeah, sure, like VerdiXC was not able to win the previous game, but they were on the top because of the kill points that they had. So I think they're going to be playing as a very sweaty team today, and they're going to be going for a lot of kills because they want to catch up with their nemesis.
Hey, the champions for the previous game, Aviator Esports, they have made their way over towards the Overlook, Crips. And I feel as if they might just go ahead and get caught between Sites and Word.exe. What do you think?
I don't think they'll get caught. Sites, whenever they drop a Climatizer, they go to Fragment via Epicenter. Now, if Sites do decide to drop towards the Overlook, if they decide to head in that direction, that will probably be an isolated fight. I don't know if VerdiXC will go all the way from Fragment to Overlook the third party on this one. They can, they are close enough. But by the time they arrive, the fight might already be over. So if the team Sites wants to be a very good team today, whatever fights they do, they will have to make sure that they wrap up the fight in just like 30-40 seconds. If the fight goes on for any longer than a minute, then their chances of getting third party become higher and higher.
Word.exe, on the other hand, spreading their loot equally among each other. They're like, all right, guys, go ahead, take these shields, take the syringes. All right, you don't have a medkit, take this. And they're just, equally distributing the loot among themselves. And they're getting ready for the fight because they know for a fact that they made quite a stir here. In the fragments.
VerdiXC heading towards village. And guess who else is there? We just mentioned that Sites is on their way down. They're not near the village just yet, but they're going up towards Overlook. I think they might have studied the pattern of their teams and their opponents. And now we have Chigaflip. They are using the wingman. And Chigaflip has already fired the shot. So definitely the sound cues will be available to the team VerdiXC. We might just see Sites versus VerdiXC very, very soon.
Sites right now, I feel they're going to be using the death totem, right? Yeah. They're going to be placing the death totem and they're going to try and go in for the action. I'm going to try and take down the side of Word.exe, and I feel as if Word.exe, are they going to be listening to all of this? Are they going to be hearing this out? Oh yes, they are. They're going to try and third party right here. Aviator Esports. I don't know.
They destroyed the totem. Wow. They're no longer in death protection. This is a trap.
This is an absolutely beautiful play coming out from the side of Word.exe. They knew that Aviator Esports and the side of Team Sites are going to fight off against each other using the death protection, and we're going to be destroying their death protection. We're going to put ours on board and online. We're going to use that and we're going to try and third party.
Yeah. You have Sites no longer in death protection. VerdiXC with not a care in the world. They can go in and deal as much damage as possible. But now, after VerdiXC have been sent back, they realize that they're not really third-partying per se, because Sites and Aviator haven't started fighting. They're not third-partying. This is just a three-way battle, and none of the teams have an advantage of sorts. So I think they'll probably wait. And a fourth party? Is that a fourth team arriving from the distance? Oh, yes, take a look at this. There's another team on the mountain passing, and they're trying to take long-range shots. Yeah, Thunder Buddies are trying to take long-range shots onto team Sites.
Interesting. Oh wow, Team Alu are here as well, Crips. Are you seeing this? They've got them to the death protection. And they arrive out of nowhere and they're going to go ahead and take down Zero Resurrected most probably. But no, the other place is going to go ahead and save him out. And Team Alu going to be using Shamshu this year. Intel Gatherer for the side of Team Alu. Remox and Shams. Not really sure exactly they're going to be able to do this though, but they are making things happen. Two of the players from the side of Team Sites are down, and it's going to be left out with what, one player?
Oh God, this is such a sweaty game. We were seeing Aviator versus Sides versus Word EXE over here, but now Word EXE have lost 2 members. Begum on the verge of dying himself just pops a shield in the nick of time, and somehow Team Alu have arrived as a 5th party. So while Team Alu are getting their shit kicked, Word EXE used them as a distraction and used the time to revive their own teammates. Meanwhile, Aviator Esports have already lost 1 player and they're trying to fall back from this area. VRDXC, they use the jump pads and they're trying to get away from this place. The farther they go, the better off they will be. And it seems like they're going back to its epicenter instead of going back to its fragment. The village area has also been compromised because I believe Thunder Buddies have arrived over there. So now they have to go to some completely different spot. Yeah, so many teams. They entered the area, but not all of them left. Team Alu has been completely wiped out, but somehow VRDXC managed to keep all their members alive, even after 2 of them were knocked down.
It was actually the heroics coming out from the side of Nan Kebab as well, right? To become the kill leader, get so many kills. At the same time, Word.exe, they have spotted out a squad here. They are going to try and take on the fight. But for now, they know for a fact that they're being shot from behind on top of the silos. So yeah, Word.exe, they have to play this smart. Otherwise, they might just get caught between 2 teams.
Yeah, but for the side of VRDXC, they have an easy escape option. They can always drop down into the tunnel and use it to go all the way towards the west side of Epicenter. They can always have that backup option available. But Thunder Buddies have taken up this position in Overlook, so they have the high ground.
By the way, Thunder Buddies, this is the exact same thing that they did yesterday as well. Remember Akku Oberoi on the 30-30 repeater on top of the silos? This is insane. Thunder Buddies there. They're doing the exact same thing. Let's hope that this time around, though, they're not going to get taken down, because you can do the exact same move only so much, right? I mean, once, twice, fine, but then not every single time.
Yeah, but when a circle is moving in that direction, then why wouldn't you do that? Meanwhile, on a completely different part of the map, we have OP skills, and they are trying to finish off the remaining members of. I believe this is.
Play like pros.
They have the this is the winner of the previous game. So yeah, and they're fighting towards Geyser. They are very far away from all this action, and this is an isolated fight. So Play Like Pros have already lost Mr. Freak. 1 HP and Dark Knight are looking to avenge. Avid Respawn on the other hand, trapped underneath the caves, and they are on the edge of the Geyser as well. All right, so I see what's happening over here. You see, when the fight started to get very sweaty towards the Overlook area, Play Like Pros who were present over there, they decided to escape towards the Geyser area, and they thought nobody will be towards Geyser because why not? And then Aviator Esports arrive here as well because they also wanted to escape the Overlook area. And while all of this is happening, OP Skills, they were just chilling inside a thermal station, and now they try to make their way upstairs. So for OP Skills, this is another day at the office. This is expected resistance. But for the side of Aviator and Play Like Pros, they never expected teams to be towards the Geyser area. This was just an escape option for them.
Charge rifles being used right now. OP skills. I feel as if they might just be able to do a little bit of damage. That's it. They're not going to be able to get any squad vibes though. And it's quite unfortunate because OP skills are the only team running the crypto.
One squad nearby.
And despite having all the information in the world, they are not able to capitalize on top of that information gained as well. Just getting information, that's it. Word.exe. Now they're just chilling right here inside of this building. They're gonna use this compound. They know there might be a team coming in really soon. This is sort of near the edge of the circle as well. Hey, there you go. That's the team that I was talking about. The Sears can is gonna come in. Signature ability, and I feel Word.exe, they're gonna evade that signature ability as well.
So Word.exe is still keen on staying just on the edge of Overlook. This is still towards Village. Now, I want to find out something. That team up there is Thunder Buddies, right? If Thunder Buddies is still up there and Word.exe is still here, which means only Aviator Esports exited this area. Play Like Pros, I mean, they were trying to exit. They were successful. Both of those teams went towards Geyser. After that, where did they go? We have no idea. But Word.exe have realized that this area suddenly has become a lot less populated. There's not as many teams over here as there were before. So they can continue moving about freely without worrying. OP skills, on the other hand, are oblivious to whatever is happening in Overlook. Like, they came across a bunch of teams and they were like, yeah, we'll shoot them. We expected this fight. Why not? But they never realized the predicament that the other teams were in.
Well, the crypto is just gonna try and use a drone to try and get information. Play like pros are coming in as well, by the way. Wow, Andy Free got revived. Interesting. So IND Mr. Freak is gonna be back as well, and Play Like Pros are still not out yet, Crips.
I've got eyes on one of them here.
They're making their way in from out of the ring. They have to make their way into the ring as well. That is gonna be the Crypto's drone
I've got eyes
going
on
down.
them over there.
I love this ability of Crypto. They go for the stun, and if your team is good enough and coordinated enough to just hit them on time, you can immediately get a couple of kills. But it seems like OP skills won't be doing that. One of the teammates is already far behind, and Iron Man is trying to shoot at them with charged rifles. Meanwhile, his team is in trouble. They've already lost the Caustic. Even Menexor is in a little bit of trouble. And now the third party has arrived. Iron Man is getting shot from behind. He doesn't even know who's shooting at him. OP skills. They also need to avoid the third party, and they need to avoid the ring damage. And this is just way too much to deal with. Who's coming in? It's Washed Apex Bots, and they capitalize on the perfect chance. Washed Apex Bots never participated in a massive skirmish happening towards Overlook, but they come into third party at the best time possible.
Well, Watch Apex Bots, we are aware of the fact that these guys are also just like Aviator Esports. They're very smart, they're very patient, and when the right time strikes, they move in and go ahead and take the fights as well. And they knew for a fact that this is the correct time to make the push, and they make it as well. That's going to be the side of a team Watch Apex Bots to go ahead and take down Play Like Pros, and unfortunately, Word.exe are right on the corner as well, Crips. Might see Word.exe players try and maybe take down the side of
Washed Apex
Watch
Bots?
Apex Bots. Yeah, but what I was thinking about was that what if the side of Word.exe find themselves in a situation where they can easily just trap Watch Apex Bots inside of this building.
Yeah, but I don't know which one of the teams is trapping which one, because they're both just fighting on this building. Two players on the floor upstairs, two downstairs, and it seems like Washed Apex Bots wants to get out of this area. They want to activate the death protection as quickly as they can. That's why they're letting Metro Legion use that ultimate accelerant, but he still has a long way to go before it's active. 78%. That is how much progress of the death totem is at right now. And if they can delay this fight for just a bit longer, it will be very, very beneficial.
Yeah, Watch Apex Bots, well, they're gonna retreat right now. They've called in the retreat. They're like, alright guys, fall back. Can't take this fight. To fall back and wait for the right time. And as soon as the right time comes, we're gonna strike. John FPS has a Spitfire as well, by the way. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, we saw yesterday how much the Alternator and the Spitfire made a difference. Kraber, of course, still is a favorite of all the players, but yeah, between the Alternator and Spitfire, I would any day be afraid of the Alternator a lot more. It's so much more stable. The Disruptor rounds deal double damage to shields. Double damage. Like, imagine an SMG dealing a lot more damage than an assault rifle and a heavy machine gun combined.
Like, absolutely love the Alternator, man. There's no doubt whatsoever you would choose an Alternator over a Spitfire.
DXC still chilling. They have the far edge of the zone to themselves, which means they don't need to worry about backstabs. They see a team on top of that little trifecta building, the one with 3 zip lines connected to it. Now, I wonder which team that is. They have the high ground, which means they can have information, but they can get shot from all different directions, and Non-Kebab deals just enough damage to upgrade to red shields. Yeah, you want to see that red. And the death protection, oh my god. They're going for the tower. They're going for it already. They're trying to toss some nades up there. And they make the way. They make the jump. Termites on the floor. Everyone's dropping. You have 2 players sent back. And finally, the third one arrives as well. VerdiXC. Just like that, they kill a player. And they're ready to re-engage. Will they go at it once again? As soon as all of them are done popping their medkits, the time will come. And here we go.
Yeah.
Only one of them went?
Yeah. Only Death Wish, because he has a Death Wish. Well, not the best of the jokes, but okay, I tried. What.exe. Well, they're also going to be the ones who are trying right now, trying really hard to connect some shots. At the same time, they know for a fact that there is a little bit of a problem when it comes down to the range. Like, yeah, they cannot do like big amount of damage with the flatline long range.
Yeah, I think
try.
what Deathwish is trying to do right now is, I mean, they've already picked up a fight against the team on the tower, and now they spotted out the team inside the house. I think what they'll try to do is poke at them both, and hopefully instigate them to fight each other. I mean, if they can pull off a big brain move like that.
Yeah, that kind of sounds right. Sounds apt. Yeah, what.exe, only time will tell what exactly their play is. What exactly they're trying to do. KXB Sports on the other hand, right in front of our screens, ladies and gentlemen, as they are going to be the ones trying to make their way into the action. They have been absent out of the action for quite some time now, and it's high time they move in. The ring is about to move in as well, and look at where the ring is, Crips. It's favoring the side of what.exe.
Oh, this team is in so much danger.
Everyone is targeting the team on top of that tower that you were talking about, the trifecta tower. Like, they know for a fact that tower is gonna give them so much advantage as well. Like, why don't we go ahead and take them down first? They're also kind of open targets right there. There are no sorts of barriers around the tower as well to save them, right? And they pretty much are out there in the open right there.
Oh, they're finding them. What.exe, they've got a knock already. And can they move inside? There's just one little truck standing in the way. A fence, and on the other side of that lies a bounty full of kills that you can probably confirm. If they can stop those players from coming back online, that will be amazing. But it seems like What.exe don't want to leave this area just yet. They don't want to venture out into the open.
I feel as if the side of Aviator Esports, oh sorry, not Aviator Esports, my bad. The side of Team Play Like Pros, the two players that are left out, right? They're gonna be the ones to try and play this one out smart, like Aviator Esports what they did the previous time. And now we're gonna be seeing what.exe. They're gonna go ahead and move in onto the side of Vector Sports and take them down. Vector Sports had what, a Valkyrie and a Horizon?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Horizon play it out.
Yeah, Vector Sports are actually the ones to always bring in something new. Like, they are the ones who are the only team having the Valkyrie the entire tournament.
Well, it didn't pan out too much in their favor this time around, as What.exe have been able to deal with them. And they've got a little bit of cover for themselves inside this little truck. They'll be forced to evacuate it soon enough. But for now, they're safe. They can buy themselves some time to heal up.
Oh, 1 HP. He opened up a portal.
Yeah, and this is a good enough portal. He uses that to get Mr. Freak also just underneath the tower. 4 teams left. 2 downstairs. We have Human G. I think he's the solo survivor for his team, and he's just hiding behind that blue container, hoping that he can survive for as long as possible.
Yeah, but little does he know that he's going to be shot from all sides. It's going to be what.exe to hunt him down as well. And he's going to make that jump, and we are going to be seeing the side of Play Like Pros getting taken down. What.exe, this time around though, they're not going to let the players who are trying to play it smart like Aviator Esports the last time survive and possibly go ahead and take a champion title to their name. So they're going to go ahead and eliminate them right out of the bat, and then they're going to try and deal with the other teams. Play Like Pros, they're still alive though. Mr. Freak, he's low on HP. Few bullets and he should be pretty much down. 1 HP also has to heal, by the way, but the Bloodhound scans are coming in. I feel as if the side of Play Like Pros just gonna be surviving for a little longer, but not so much because the zone is approaching, and that's the Gibby ult. Oh no, 1 HP is stuck right there. He can't use the Void Edge. What is happening?
He's stuck by his own teammate's body.
That's right. Holy hell, he's not gonna be able to move, and he's gonna get taken down as well. It's gonna be the side of Aviator Esports to come in. Devil Stone and Abby Zone. They're gonna be the only ones left out, and it's gonna be what.exe finally. The dream and the wishes come true as what.exe are gonna play smart behind the blue containers at the right time, and they make the push. They take down the rest of the 2 players from the side of Aviator Esports and not let them take 2 champions in a row.
Gave it Resports. They get denied victory. VerdiXC have been playing very, very sweatily. They got so many kills in the previous game. Plenty of teams eliminated this time as well. They were the ones who were starting all the fights. In fact, they did not even wait for the third party. They were the first party to start that fight. And then they were able to get out in time and hope that the other teams finish each other off. So they were basically instigating other teams to fight each other. They were only lacking placement points. And now they have those as well. They've got the placement points and the kill points. I think this should be enough to let them catch up with Wash Tape Exports.
Completely. Word.exe, the way they played it out. They're the only teams in the entire tournament, by the way, all throughout all three of these days, have had the sweatiest time on the server. Every single time, somewhere or the other, they are being challenged. And this time around, though, they get themselves that champions title as well. And everyone is going to be so happy. Each and every viewer from the audience as well, just seeing all the efforts being put in by the side of Word.exe, I'm going to be like, finally, these guys are going to go ahead and take that champions title as well for the day. Evita Sports. Well, Evita Esports, they did try their level best though to stay on top of the tower, but then this ring started closing in. They knew that Word.exe using that totem are going to go ahead and take on the likes of Play Like Pros. Play Like Pros, they did take a lot of damage, but unfortunately, Word.exe were not able to take them down completely. So Word.exe's dead totem got finished off. Word.exe was sent back to the blue containers where they just easily camped and they chilled, they healed up. And it was the side of Evita Esports to just jump down from the towers to take down Play Like Pros and Word.exe to come in and finish it all off as well. Going to be seeing all of that in the match highlights, which is ready, by the way. So go ahead and take it away, Crips, as we're going to be spotting out the match highlights right now.
We had so many early game fights this time around inside this massive building. First, best nine. They were able to beat a very, very edge. Like, this is the kind of fight that keeps you on the edge of the seat. It was a nail-biting fight. Best nine, somehow they survive, but then the moment they're done healing, VerdiXC comes in, and yeah, that was basically where the sweating began for VerdiXC. They got those kills, they wiped out the first team, and it was a very entertaining fight too because it was all happening inside this little zipline room, and everyone's just flying, using the best maneuvers possible. Wall running, jumping, using the rope boost, everything you can do to give yourself an edge. At this point, your aim stops to matter. At this point, it really just depends on how good you are at moving. And then somehow, after dealing with that one team inside of the Fragment City, VerdiXC started to fight over here. It was a very difficult fight too because they were fighting sites at the same time. Even Thunder Buddies were over here. But even though 3-4 teams were involved, somehow Team Alu jumped in. They committed fully, and they were the ones to die. So Team Alu, I mean, they were not even participating in the fight, but then they full send it in. They commit to a fight without realizing what's going on, without any context, without any information, and then they lose their lives very early on.
That is something that you definitely don't want to be in, right? You don't want to be in that situation where you don't know absolutely nothing what's going on and what you're trying to do as well, which team is shooting in from where. But yeah, anyways, OP skills. Well, unfortunately, we did not see a lot of crypto plays coming out from them, man. Like, Iron Man has been picking up the crypto. He's a crypto main, if I'm not wrong. He picks up crypto every match. But then you wouldn't see OP skills doing anything flashy, right? But hey, Horizon, well, definitely tried doing something flashy right here from the side of Vector Sports, but fortunately, again, they were not able to do much. Word.exe went ahead and took them down as well. Play Like Pros, right here, where we saw side of Evita Esports go ahead and take them down, and Word.exe came in from the blue containers as well on top of the Gibby Shield, and they went ahead and took the fight against the side of Evita Esports to go ahead and take them down and get the champions title as well. So with that win, yes, go ahead.
Do you think they've done enough to overtake Wash Tape Exports?
I feel because Watch Apex Bots again did not have the best match in this game. So maybe we might see the side of Word.exe go ahead and take it away because they have been racking up kill points. And again, they took down so many squads this game. And on top of that, they got 12 points for the champions title as well. So yeah, Word.exe, I feel as if they might just be able to dethrone the side of Watch Apex Bots.
All right, then we have the number one team being overthrown, VerdiXC taking their place. And they were the unlikely contenders. I thought Sides would be the team that plays very sweatily, but this time around, VerdiXC have proved that they can take enough engagements at the start of the game, be aggressive right from the start, but still have enough firepower left in the tank, still have enough fuel left that they can push themselves over the edge and get that win as well. Really, really proud of whatever VerdiXC is doing right now. Begum and his teammates are certainly on fire today.
Definitely. I mean, Begum, we were expecting this sort of a performance coming out from him since day one, but and the entirety of Word.exe had a little bit of a slow start since the first match of the qualifier two finals. So we thought that maybe Word.exe they're gonna take the sweet time into analyzing what exactly is happening, and then eventually they're gonna fix. But there's a little bit of a problem with their composition because we know for a fact that Begum is a really good Octane player, but he's playing Revenant, and it's just we thought that's maybe that is some of the reason that is some of the points to keep in mind as well. The composition is not working out, that's why maybe they're underperforming, but later down the line they did pick up their game and they were like, we're just gonna go ahead and wreck everyone out using our aim game and also racking up the points in terms of the flank department and getting so many kill points on the board. Without having a lot of wins, they are racking up so many points and are managed to stay in the top three. It itself is a big feat, Crips. And I feel as if Word.exe, if they go ahead and keep on doing this for the rest of the day, they are going to be at the first spot as well. Because watched Apex spots today, they definitely look like that they are sort of washed out. But hey, let's move it over towards the match standings and see what exactly is that number that we're looking for the side of Word.exe. How many points did they get? And that's 26. Holy moly.
Jesus. Yeah, they are definitely over Washed Apex spots right now. Washed Apex spots with only 6 points in this game. 3 kills, 3 placement points. They had like 1 squad wipe, and that was it. Even Resports tried to go for a similar playstyle like the previous game. Like they were playing very passively and they were just trying to hide and get to the top spots using placements. Yeah, sure, they were able to pick up some kills, but 14 kills, Assassin. 14 kills. I mean,
Insane.
one squad has 3 people, so that's 3 times 4. They wiped out 4.5 squads. That sounds like the start of some comedy show, but hey, this is no longer comedy. This is a horror show for every other team because they have to face Word.exe, and these guys are looking like monsters right now.
They definitely are the demons. I mean, the monsters under our beds. Definitely the monsters under all of these other teams' beds because, yeah, these guys are going to have a lot of nightmares because Word.exe, they're not stopping, man. Today, they've just taken it to another level. And 14 kill points, just saying that again and again, looking at that number just scares me, Crips.
I know it's enough to scare anyone, enough to scare Washed Apex spots because they need to be running on all cylinders right now if they want to keep up with Word.exe. They
And
definitely must have overtaken them.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting? Play like pros. They only have 1 kill point, but thanks to that placement, that third place spot, they got themselves 7 points right there, which brings them on top of KXV Sports, Vector Sports, and Watched Epic Sports. Watched Epic Sports had 3 kill points, by the way. Vector Sports had 2, but still, above all of them, thanks to Play Like Pros just surviving. Those 2 players, they came out massive in order to put up this 8 points that you're seeing on the board right now. If they wouldn't have survived, they already had lost 1 player, remember? And they were only running that 2-man squad right there. They had to just survive, and they did. That is something that made a difference. The overall standings are ready, so quickly jump straight into us the overall standings and see if Word.exe have done what me and Crips kind of speculated. And yes, they have 143 total points, and at the first spot, Word.exe have done it, Crips.
They definitely have done it. Word.exe, they not only overtake Washed Apex spots, but they put up a little bit of a lead, 5 points to be precise. Play Like Pros trailing close behind, but not that close. They still have like 20-something points to cover before they can reach the level of Washed Apex spots. Vector Sports, now these guys are pretty close to Play Like Pros. They have like 1 point difference, so these guys can keep interchanging positions every now and then. Sites is also pretty safe inside the top 5 with 108 points. Aviator Esports and Thunder Buddies, they both have 10 points of difference between them. Now, Aviator Esports have started to perform really, really well now. They started to pick up a lot of placement points, and especially that little win that they were able to get in the first game, that was even better. So, yeah, because of that, they are overtaking Thunder Buddies, and it seems like Thunder Buddies will have to work very, very hard if they want to overtake Aviator Esports.
Completely. I feel as if the side of Thunder Buddies, they have to just try and maybe do what they did yesterday, that is survive. I know for a fact that they were able to get a couple of squad vibes, but today their aim game isn't looking that up to the level of the likes of Aviator Sports or Vector Sports or Worst Apex Bots or even Word.exe. So Thunder Buddies, all they have to do is just survive and rack up the placement points. Actually, yeah, know for a fact that Aviator Esports are leading with 10 points more than Thunder Buddies, but still, I feel as if Thunder Buddies can do much better.
Thunder Buddies, they definitely can do a lot, but they haven't been having a good time recently. Like, they popped into that battle on Overlook. They tried to participate and they got a good position, right? They came in all the way from the south near the mountain ridges. Then they were able to take the position on top of the yellow silo on Overlook, which is a decent place to be. But then you gotta skip past so many teams in order to get there. And
Yep.
after you are over there, getting down from that spot and getting back into other safe spots is more difficult because you can fall back towards the donut building, but that will most likely be out of the zone already. And then you have to move towards Fragment, where already all the teams are waiting for you. So you tried to third party, but you end up getting gate kept, and that's why third parties are struggling right now.
That they definitely are. Thunder Buddies, I feel as if they have to stop being the gatekeepers and they have to start maybe, playing it out a little bit more safely. Thunder Buddies,
Thunder
on the other
Buddies, they were getting gate kept. They were not
they
the
were getting
gatekeepers.
okay. All right, but still, they have been sort of on top of the Tylos and stuff like that, right? They're just trying to cut out the rotations coming out from the side of Word.exe. So maybe instead of going in for these adventurous fights, maybe try and survive a little bit more. Match 3 is ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight into match 3 after the message from our sponsors.
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to match 3 of the Lenovo Intel Presents Rise of Legion for Apex Legends Day 3 of Qualifier 2 Finals. We're going to be jumping straight in towards World's Edge once again, and this time, interestingly, we've got a little bit of a switcheroo. Side of Play Like Pros have dropped in over towards the thermal stations, and Wicked.
KXB
Sorry,
Esports,
Yeah.
both of them. I mean, these guys have a decent enough loot pool right now, and we're already seeing plenty of fights happening inside of outside. This could be very, very interesting. One team inside, and KXB Esports out in the open. Now let's see what happens over here, because this kind of place allows for very lengthy team fights that go on for ages and ages and ages, and it also allows you to escape. So, like, what's it gonna be?
Well, Rampage is already being picked up as well. They can actually take that fight long range now with the Rampage, and we are also really seeing the G7 Scout in action. KXB Esports, the Wraith has already found a gold shield, whereas Party Kill and Ronin still have to find themselves a couple of Evo shields around, and they have got a blue right here. So Ronin's going to go ahead and pick it up, whereas the team is going to go ahead and give him the cover he needs. No one's going to even... Wow. No one's even gonna care about Ronin running around down there. Like, we're so into fighting the longbows and the G7 scouts. I mean, not gonna care about a person running around with trying to get that blue Evo shield.
Countdown under assault as KXB Esports. I don't know how they're gonna deal with this one. I mean, there's two people coming in from the left-hand side. Washed Apex bots have to make a decision. I mean, Switchy is just trying to gather up as much loot as possible while all of this is happening. You have John FPS on the other side, and he's going to be joining his teammates very soon. Now, I mean, that's the worst part about Countdown because this is such a large area and it's designed like this. If you stay down in the center, you will get caught in the open. But because both the teams are on the edges now, this fight can drag on, and I wonder if this will invite any third parties. Oh, micro drones detecting Metro Legion. But that's not really that big of a problem as of yet. I mean, both these teams are heading towards the same side of Countdown, so it is kind of obvious that they both want to fight each other. It's not like they're all trying to go for flanks or they're all trying to escape. You have one person on the low ground. That's the guy with the gold shields. Let's see what he's able to do. Looks like they've discovered them trying to go and escape from this area. And will they follow? Washed Apex spots. I don't think they will have a jump pad available right now. If they do, then they will try to deploy it downstairs so that they can keep on chasing. Will they go for it? It seems like so. And here comes the jump pad. It's been used already. Switchy tries to use it, and he tries to get up close as personal, as close as possible to his enemies, but I don't know if they'll intercept them. Yes, they do. Particle has been taken down inside the building. One more to follow, as all of them try to pinch them in from both the entrances. And it's Washed Apex spots that are winning these games. Their poor teammate, he's trying to get inside the door to revive his teammates or maybe help them out, but he's been locked outside, and now they all go out. Oh, they all fight him at the same time, and Washed Apex spot. Clinical strike. Just so precisely and so quickly eliminating KXV Esports. I think this is a good start that they needed. Keep in mind that teams like WordEXE have been super sweaty all this time. So I think in order to keep up the WordEXE, Washed Apex spots, they will need to be sweaty themselves if they want to get back their top spot.
I feel as if the side of team Washed Apex bots, I just have a chance of getting multiple squad wipes here. Maybe not a champion, but multiple squad wipes for sure. If Word.exe don't really stand out just like they do every single time, maybe Washed Apex bots might have a chance at again challenging for that first spot. But keeping that aside, that rivalry is going to keep on going. What we are more interested to know is if Team Alu or the side of Aviator Esports might just be able to do something on the overall standings, right? Team Alu, they still have a chance to make their way in towards the top 6 scripts, remember? So if they can just try and get so many squad vibes, try and get at least one champion title, maybe they are going to go ahead and give a tough fight to the side of Aviator Esports and even the likes of Thunder Buddies.
Yeah, let's see if Alu is able to do this though. I mean, so far, the teams that they were trying to chase inside of Fragment have already left. Now let's see what happens. Will they go for the chase? They're already on the edge. Seems like they're better off just going back inside the city of Fragment and finding some more kills. We already know that best 9 like to drop over here, and they haven't shown their presence yet, so we'll see. Meanwhile, we have Team Sights who just eliminated an entire squad off screen. Yeah, I wonder who they were.
Oh wow, Thunder Buddies only have 2 players this time. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate, especially when they need to defend their title against a team that is currently on the 6th spot, and they're sitting on 7th.
I don't know what's up though. Let's hope that they haven't given up. Maybe their player had a little bit of a disconnect or maybe a power cut or something like that.
That's unfortunate. But Team Sights have already wiped 1 squad. And yeah, that's pretty good for them. Did Vector Sports just lose an enemy?
Vector Sports just lost their Valkyrie. And it's down to Nexus Abi.
Yeah, even Horizon's banner hasn't been recovered. So yeah, this is some weird stuff happening right now. I do believe that they fell victim to... no, they can't fall victim to these ones. They can't fall victim to Team Sights. Team Sights eliminated the squad. These guys still have a member remaining. So maybe they might have fallen off the map or something. I don't know. I don't even know if that's possible.
No
if this
idea.
was a Lumpus, it's possible. But
No,
yeah.
you can fall off the map in this map as well.
Yeah, but only in like very few spots, and that's if you like
Overlooked and
deliberately
stuff.
yeet them. Yeah, only if you like directly yeet yourself out.
Yeah. Like, I still remember once maybe, yeah, dropship is also one place where you... I don't know. But where is their Valkyrie, though? Vector Sports badly needed this. It could have actually made a difference on the overall standings as well. Brought in a little bit difference, maybe just rack in a couple of more points because they are also at a danger of falling down from that spot that they were in before. Teams are catching up.
Lava sites now moving towards lava siphon. I'm sorry, but did I just say lava sites? My bad.
Yeah.
Suits them though. The moment you touch them, you get burned. So yeah, they are like lava. They're moving towards lava siphon, and from this spot, they can go basically anywhere. They can move in towards the west near Harvester, and then make their way up towards Fragment, or they can take the long way around, go towards Geyser first, and then once again head towards Fragment. But that is probably gonna be their final destination. I would like to see where the final circle is, if that's possible for them. Oh, they just got fired upon from the train yard inside the little tunnel. Okay, now they have a choice. Do they follow them inside the tunnel, which could be dangerous, or do they stay up here and continue defending this position? Wash Apex Spots, on the other hand, these guys are in trouble as well. Switchy has just been revived, and I wonder who actually knocked him out in the first place. Their enemies are downstairs. You see that Metro Legion has heard him, and the Peacekeeper shot connects 109 for 1. That is one chunky hit.
Where's Best Nines?
Yeah. That's the end of Snow FPS and his team Best 9. I mean, when you get Peacekeeper up close and personal like that and 100 damage in a single hit, yeah, you know you're dead. That's just panic moment right now.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to go ahead and face off against a Peacekeeper that close. But watch Apex Bots. They're very happy with the performance that they've been putting up as well, despite Switchy falling down. It was immediately, put back up and running. He was revived, and yeah, it was the side of team Best Nines to not have the best of the strategies to go ahead and take on the best of the teams out there in the standings. There's a lot of best right there.
Yeah, I wish we were the best, but Washed Apex Bots, they want to take their spot once again on top of the table and prove that they are the best indeed. And let's see if they're able to find them. Now they're just about to cross the tracks that lead them into Fragment. They are entering the Beast of the Belly. I'm sorry, the belly of the beast. But yeah, I mean, you usually expect a lot of teams to be there in that Fragment, but team sides, they are just staring at their opponents, and now they take their sweet time to initiate. Plenty of damage dealt, DB Bubble forced out, and they won't let them heal because of the micro drones.
I mean, when you said that I wish we were the best, right? I definitely wish I was the best when it comes to the movements in the game. Just to see all of these insane great plays, right? Yeah, my movement is kind of very slow.
Oh, they're just trapping this team inside. They toss in the Nox gas and then they close the door. That's what happens when you go towards Caustic Creek. I mean, this isn't even King's Canyon, but they're behaving like a bunch of kings, and Aviator Esports are in trouble. Somehow, they've been given the time to heal, and the micro drones don't come in quickly enough. A bubble forced out so that they can have a little bit of time to heal. But once again, somebody decides to peek out, and they will still be forced to commit once again. Sights. Using all the micro drones they can, interrupt healing a little bit, but now they just need to corner them over here, and this is a firing squad. Everyone's fighting each other. No more utility left, no more ordnance remaining, and somehow the players of Team Sights have been boiled down to very little HP. Zero Resurrected almost died over there. And they realize that this is a very difficult fight to take, and the third party is arriving, so Team Sights are trying to get the hell out of here. Meanwhile, let's see what the third party does, as they are on the verge of wiping the floor with the team trapped inside. And that team is none other than WordEXE. They finish them off. And Team Sights avoid death by just a little bit. They still haven't recovered Chickaflip's banner. But yeah, at least they avoided the third party that was coming at the hands of WordEXE.
Oh, they're trying to get something from out of here. Or are they just... I'm not really sure what they're trying to do.
They're trying to use the cave and trying to get around the other side. They can't escape from this area. They have to tank the zone damage. Otherwise, they will run into Team WordEXE and they can't face them 3-on-2. So they would much rather take ring damage than take the bullet damage from WordEXE. And they're going to try to come all the way around from the mountain ridges.
Thunder Buddies, on the other hand, well, finally, they are going to be challenged on top of this tower that they were trying to hold. Aquabaroy, very low, playing the Wraith this time around though. I guess he kind of got to know that the third player is not going to be there, so he has to get on towards that Wraith. Power is going to be the one to give intel this time around, and he's going to be using the Bloodhound. Both of them critically low, and there goes Aqua Broy. Power left out with 1 HP. Good night, says Metro Legioners. Watched Apex bots. Gonna go ahead and get themselves another squad wipe here, Krebs. Metro Legion is the nuke leader with 4 kills.
Metro Legion definitely feeling himself. Let's see if he's able to use this momentum and wipe out some more teams. 6 squads left, and we're at the 3rd circle. Let's see where the circle actually takes us. It's still going to a similar area, just outside of Fragment, near Village. Little bit of Overlook still in the zone. And we might just see a repeat of the previous game.
Maybe, just maybe. Well, Team Alu, I'm gonna be seeing them trying to make a run for it right here over towards the right-hand side of the screen. This is gonna be making their way in towards a fight or even inside of the zone. Gonna try and get some really good position so that they can, you know, later down the line defend from that position as well. Even if the circle of the ring shrinks and Sights and Word.exe might just face off against each other, just like Crips mentioned a couple of minutes before. This time it might actually be like a proper meetup, not like just texting hi and then walking away.
Word.exe, they recognize that their opponents are in that protection, so they're just waiting for them to run out of it. They send all of them back. Will they counter-initiate? Will they counter-initiate right now? They know exactly where they are, but oh wait, they're getting third-party. Oh no! Word.exe don't need to do a thing. They're letting the other teams do all the dirty work. Sides now. They're trying to beat the hell out of Team Alu, and I don't know, man. Team Alu almost always walks in at the wrong time, at the wrong place, and they end up getting inside the battle of 2 teams. And Washed Apex bots, what are they doing over here? They are also trying to participate. All the teams have arrived over here, and Word.exe can just chill. Sides, last player remaining in the form of Zero Resurrected. He's trying to just keep himself alive. Meanwhile, Washed Apex bots, they're the ones who are trying to find the remainder of Word.exe. And now they realize they're in net protection. This is no longer the remainders. They are actually facing the Titans themselves. This is a clash of the Titans, ladies and gentlemen. The top 2 teams going up against each other. Metro Legion has been finished off, and no reviving him this time. That leaves the team of Washed Apex bots just a little bit weaker. And they've been finished off as well. They're trying to find the remainders. Zero Resurrected, the last player. He's been down as well. What? How is he not finished off? Does he have a gold knockdown shield by any chance? That could be the case. Otherwise, we would have seen them get finished off already. Word.exe on the verge of winning yet another title. And they're upgrading to red shields. They have so much loot to their advantage. Ultimate Accelerant probably won't be enough to boost Begum's ultimate all the way to 100%, but definitely gets him closer to 70.
Word.exe, like you said, we should be waiting for all of these fights to emerge and then strike at the right time. And the right time has finally arrived. It's 3 squads left out in the server, including Word.exe. They've got 2 squads right in front of them. They know for a fact that that team has got themselves a complete squad. So just got word information that it's a 3v2v2. It's a 3v3v2. Yeah, 3v3v2. So it's Play Like Pros, the entire squad, and the side of Word.exe, the entire squad. And one more team that is left out is Watched Apex bots, if I'm not wrong. They had 2 players left out, right?
Yeah, probably. Word.exe now. It seems like they want to full send it in. Non-Kebab almost ran out of shields, gonna shield battery up, and hopefully he will be allowed to do so. The All-Stars don't really do much to interrupt him. And luckily for them, the enemy team does not have a seer, so they can still continue going forward. They scan, everyone gets revealed. Now they need to see which one of them will push, but a seer drone does hit them. So this is from, I think, the 3rd team. I think this is Washed Apex bots who just fired these micro drones at them. Oh, I hope that Word.exe don't have to face all of them at the same time. They already have 1 team at the edge of the cliff and 1 team down below. Now they need to figure out which one do they want to fight first.
Well, they have to decide. They have to decide right about now. By the way, they don't really have a lot of time because the next ring is gonna close in, which is sort of gonna give that advantage to the side of Watched Apex bots. So, Play Like Pros, they also have a decision to make here, and I feel that decision might be to go ahead and engage onto the side of Word.exe.
Oh, brief moment of disengagement as all the teams exchange pot shots with each other, but no knocks just yet. And of course, when there's only 3 squads remaining, you wouldn't want to be the one squad that pushes first. You would actually just wait for the other squads to start fighting and committing against each other before you full send it in. So none of these teams will be willing to actually fight right now.
Did you see how spread out the side of Play Like Pros are? They've got 1 HP on another compound. And he's going to be opening a portal maybe? No, he's just running out in the open. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he was forced out by the Caustic gas. Now, I wonder which one of these teams is running Caustic. Up, it's Play Like Pros.
It is Play Like Pros.
Yeah, so they weren't forced out, but yeah, he just threw it just to cover his own team. And they've got the Seer as well, which means if they're able to deal critical damage to their opponents, Word EXE, then they can stop them from healing as well. Plus, the portal definitely a good initiating tool. But, I mean, out here in these wide open areas, I don't know how relevant the Caustic can be. He's better in urban fights, but in this mountainous-like situation, I don't know how much more he can do.
Completely agree to you on that. In buildings and stuff is the perfect way to use that Caustic canister right there. But yeah, out in the open, you can easily spot out a canister. You can pop it off as well. I mean, you can just pop it out, not pop it off. But yeah, just pop it out. You can take it down. What.exe, it's high time they are gonna go ahead and use up all of their ultimates. We're seeing Begum using the ultimate accelerant. It should pretty much take it up to like what, 40% or so. And yeah, Play Like Pros, they're gonna be the ones to go ahead and keep on firing onto the side of Word.exe.
A portal has been set up for this team, Play Like Pros. They have the high ground and the cover of these tortilla-like icicles over here. And at this point, they can use them for cover. They have the high ground as well. But in case the ring pushes them, they can take the portal and get closer to the other rock facade across the lava pool. This is good. Now they're closer to their enemies, but they're running out of space. Very soon, these teams won't have any, time to disengage with each other. You can see none of the teams wanting to full send in. They all want the other teams to start fighting first, and I think it's just Word EXE and Play Like Pros toying with each other. While all of this is happening, Washed Apex Pros, they are just trying to stay hidden inside that truck.
Well, there you go. Caustic Canister is going to be going off, and that might just give enough cover for Mr. Freak and Dark Knight to just make their way over towards the other side. But remember, Washed Apex bots are also firing at the same time. Word.exe are putting in the work as well. It is going to be the side of Deathwish and Switchy. 2 teams firing onto the side of Play Like Pros, and Play Like Pros are going to get taken down. 2 squads left out. It's Word.exe versus the side of Washed Apex bots. Word.exe have the man advantage clips, and I feel as if the ultimate experiment is going to be used up as well, right? Begum did use the ultimate experiment. There you go. The death protection is going to be popped in, and we're going to be seeing the jump pad getting put in as well. The other side of Nan Kebab. All these ultimates are going to be coming in, and we are going to be seeing the side of Washed Apex bots getting taken down. Word.exe making themselves another champion title as well. Word.exe are looking to get that final player. That is going to be who exactly was it? It was I feel like it was the final player from the side of Washed Apex boss. That is John FPS, who got taken down as well. And with that, Word.exe were the ones to go ahead and get the champion's title once again.
Yeah, Begum and his team once again winning the game, and guess what? They defeated Washed Apex bots in that final battle to send a loud and clear message. But I mean, it was a decent performance from Washed Apex bots as well. These guys came in second. They had an okayish amount of kills, acceptable level, but still they lose against the side of Word EXE. And this time it was a direct battle. It wasn't like Word EXE was able to kill a bunch of other teams and then rack up their points to overtake them. Nope. This was a clean fight, even though it was a 3 versus 2. Word EXE have just sent a loud and clear message that Washed Apex bots cannot deal with them.
Yeah, I mean, Word.exe, they're looking hot today, and it feels as if they might just go ahead and keep on putting up more and more champion titles to their name, because they're on a roll right now, 2 in a row, and they might just get a 3rd one as well. Because teams, they are sort of looking down when it comes down to the aim game today.
I mean, whether they are aiming well or whether they are moving well, it doesn't matter, especially when you're trapped in a 3-way Mexican
3v3
standoff like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I think Washed Apex bots, they did not have an advantage because they had only two people remaining. But even then, they were able to avoid all those fights and stay alive up until the end. It was actually Play Like Pros who got into trouble because the ring was forcing them closer and closer, and eventually they had no ground remaining to take
Yeah.
cover. You can see how the last player of Play Like Pros was just using his own knocked out teammate's shield as a body cover. Like he was basically getting his teammate to body block him, and he was trying to pop a shield battery while that happened, but it was just not enough. And they both ran out of HP. They were just completely shot down. And that is how Play Like Pros was dealt with. I mean, to some extent, VerdXE and Play Like Pros were just circling around each other and they were trying to outmaneuver and outposition each other. We'll take a look at all of that in the highlights as well. And I think the highlights are going to be very interesting this time, especially the end game ones, because these three teams, that was probably one of the longest Mexican standoffs that I have ever seen.
That definitely was really interesting coming out from the side of Word.exe and Watched Apex bots because, these two teams, they're the ones to actually start things off in the server and end it as well. So you would see right here in those highlights, starting off the match, we saw Watched Apex bots go ahead and wipe out a squad, and they went ahead to wipe out another one as well. Here, Best Nines, they did survive this fight, and later down the line, they got taken down. Best Nines have always dropped in over towards the fragment, and it was the Sara team Malu this time around that to come in and try and take them down as well. Malu, they used up the dead totems, and it was Shams to go ahead and get himself a double of his own. Watch the Apex bots, back to them as they went ahead and used up the Peacekeeper, especially Metro Legion, to get that frag on towards the final player from the side of Best Nines, who managed to escape out of fragments and off to safety as well. And then comes in the team that we sort of were looking out for today, but are not really performing. That is Team Sights.
Sights, unfortunately. They were looking very good yesterday, but I don't know what happened to them today. It seems like they're probably just not feeling their game. But what I did like from the side of Team Sights is that when they were fighting Aviator Esports, they recognized that the third party is coming in the form of VerdXE, and they disengaged at the right time. Otherwise, they would have been eliminated even before Aviator.
True. I mean, the side of Aviator Esports, well, they tried. They did absolutely everything they could. But unfortunately, nothing seemed to work in their favor as well for this match. Thunder Buddies only had 2 players. Vector Sports only had 2 players. I'm not really sure what's up though, but it's okay. Can't really do much. Certain disconnects, internet issues, electricity. Not really sure what's up, but yeah, Vector Sports actually could have made a difference this game if they had all 3 of their players. Don't you think so?
Definitely. Vector Sports, even they were a good team, but they just haven't been present today. Even more so than Sights. So yeah, those are 2 teams that have immense potential, but they just need to step up a little bit in these last few games. I mean, they don't even need to step up. Step up, just make sure that they don't have bad games so that they can still be in the top 6 by the time this day ends. And we are on the verge of ending. 3 games are already done. 2 more games remaining in the qualifier 2 of Rise of Legion. Yeah, and only 6 slots available in the finals. So they better put their best foot forward.
That they definitely have to. We're going to be witnessing some of the final stages of match 3 where we're going to be seeing this 3 versus 2 situation as well, where Play Like Pros. Actually, at this point, it was already like a 3 versus 2, and yeah, the rest of the 2 players were taken down. Word.exe then activated the ultimate as well. The jump pad and the dead totem. Go ahead and take on the likes of rest of the 2 players from the side of Watched Apex bots. The EVA 8s, man. The EVA 8s. You can't escape these shots.
You cannot, indeed. And VerdXE, what I loved even more was that they were finishing their battles very quickly. Like, especially in this situation, when there's 3 teams remaining, and you know that the moment 2 teams start fighting, the third one will come into third party and they will try to have the advantage. The important part is finishing your battles quickly, healing up, and then getting ready for the next impending push. And I feel like VerdXE, their pacing was amazing. They hold their ground. They try to take faraway shots as much as possible. And when they know that they're about to finish off the enemy team, they will push right in with the jump pads. And one player who will be healthy, he provides cover fire for the others while they heal up. And That one player is responsible for keeping teams like Washed Apex Spots at bay. And I feel like this division of responsibility and this innate sense of timing, when to push, when not to push, and recognizing when you have an advantage, is something that VerdiXE has become very good at. This is their second win of the day. Do you think they can go for a hat trick in the two remaining games?
Maybe. I told you, right? They're on a roll. So maybe they're just going to go ahead and take it away as well. Match standings are ready. So let's quickly jump straight into the match standings as well and see how many points have each of these teams got. Because Word.exe, again, the last match they had 26 total points, Grips. And this match they have 21.
Jeez. I think they might have crossed 150 already.
I feel so, yeah. They're already at 140 or something, right? 130 or 140?
Yeah, on the verge of 150 maybe. My math isn't that great, but this is enough. This is a good guesstimate.
Yep. I like how you put it as well. Yeah, Word.exe, they might have easily crossed the 150 mark. Watch Apex Bots, on the other hand, they've put up 19 total points. 10 kill points right there, 9 placement points, so not a bad one. Watch Apex Bots can easily go ahead and defend their slot without any issues whatsoever, because the only team near them was what? Vector Sports or Sites, and even Play Like Pros, by the way. So yeah, Play Like Pros, they are going to try and challenge them a little bit more. Sites, on the other hand, with a total of 10 points as well, they put up a good performance this match. It was a good enough match. It was not the best for them, but it was good enough.
It's definitely good enough. But yeah, the fact of the matter is Thunder Parties have just slipped out of the top 6. I mean, Vector Sports, they have just the same amount of kills as them and same points in this game as well. But will that be enough? Can Aviator Esports catch up with Thunder Parties? Not like this, when all of them have 3 points each, and the difference between those two teams on the overall standings is just 10 points. I think it's not going to be enough. So Thunder Parties still somewhat safe, but Aviator Esports, I don't know how quickly they can catch up. Let's take a look at it. Let's not speculate, and let's take a look at it in the overall standings and find out what's been happening. Yeah, both the teams getting 3 points in this match each, which means Aviator and Thunder Buddies are still 10 points away from each other. Oh,
Word.exe, 164 total points. Watch
damn.
Apex Bots are also, going ahead and trying to catch up. If Watch Apex Bots go ahead and get themselves a champion, I feel as if they might just dethrone Word.exe. But for that, Word.exe has to have a really, really, really bad game, which is quite impossible. So, yeah. It's going to be that constant battle that we are going to be seeing. But what I'm more interested about to see is Aviator Esports. And yes, they have managed to get themselves on the 6th spot. Vector on the 5th. Playback Pros have jumped straight into the 3rd spot. Sites have dropped down as well. They're on the 4th right now. Thunder Buddies on the 7th and Team Alu on the 8th. So it's going to be that constant battle between Team Alu, Thunder Buddies, and Aviator Esports for that 6th spot. But Vector Sports, despite having all of that disadvantage, they're still on the 5th. So there's a little bit of a silver lining right there. They've got themselves 114 points. And if Vector Sports get their Valkyrie back, if they have that 3-man squad, a proper whole squad running once again, if they have a better game than Sites, they are going to go ahead and take that 4th spot as well, Clips.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I mean, sure, they can stay inside the top 6, but will they be able to advance? Not really sure. I mean, which one of these teams do you think will get their 3rd win first? We have VerdiXE, Washed Apex Spots, Play Like Pros, Sites, Vector, all of them at 2 wins each. Which one of them do you think will touch the 3rd win first?
What.exe?
With.exe, all right. I mean, they might just be able to go for a hat trick, and they've already got 2 wins today. So yeah, they just need to win one more, and there's 2 more matches remaining. The odds definitely seem to be in their favor.
Yeah, I feel as if Word.exe, they're already on a roll. They are already in a momentum, right? So that momentum, in order to break it, I don't feel like anyone on the server right now can do it apart from Watch Apex Bots or Play Like Pros.
We have 8 different champions in 13 games, which is more scattered than Qualifier 1. And yeah, I mean, in Qualifier 1, there was like 1 or 2 teams which just dominating right from the start, and they had multiple wins. But this time, 8 different teams have won a game each. Some of them twice, some of them once, none of them thrice. Let's see if anyone is able to pull that feat off.
Well, with that, I am looking to see Aviator Esports as well, trying to do a little bit more because we know for a fact that they can go ahead and easily take on that fifth spot as well. Sites are actually the ones who have to be a little bit more careful. I feel like that Sites' position is going to be at a little bit of a risk because teams are catching up. Team Alu, they're also managing to put up the wins and all of these kills. So really looking forward to seeing what exactly is going to be happening at the end of the day. We are going to be crowning ourselves 6 winners out of this qualifier, and we're going to be moving them in towards the grand finals as well. For now, we've got match 4 before we jump in towards the final match as well. So match 4, as soon as it's going to be ready, we're going to be jumping straight in towards match 4 as well. But what are expectations for match 4 for the day, Crips? Do you think that these teams are going to change any of their strategy or their plan?
I think no. At least WordEXE won't change their plans because whatever they're doing, it's been working. Washed Apex Pros might need to play a little more aggressively in order to catch up with WordEXE. But they're aggressive enough. They just know when to disengage, so that's good. Team sides, these guys might need to change things around a little bit because they are sweaty enough, but then they take too long to finish their fights, and that's why they almost always end up getting third partied. Yeah, all these teams, they just need to be a little faster. That's it, I think.
Yeah, Word.exe, for them, their movements and everything is working just fine. They are fast enough, and nobody is able to actually catch them out as well. And the way they're playing it out, the way they're just amalgamating it with their aim as well is insane. The match is ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight in towards it after the message from our sponsors?
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are ready to dive in towards match 4 for the day. And here, let's see if we are going to be seeing Washed Apex bots who are going to be quick enough, just like Krips mentioned. They have to be quick enough, and they have to catch up to speed with the likes of What.exe, who are already fast enough for their own good.
Early battles and fragments still possible. 3 teams over here this time. 2 in Fragment West, 1 in East. Another one going towards Village. Maybe they will go towards Overlook as well after that. We have one team which is dropping straight towards Slamatizer and Epicenter. So that also might be a very good starting point for them.
I mean, What.exe, they've already stacked themselves up with a pretty good loot. If you take a look at their entire loot, right? What.exe have got themselves R301s, Volt SMGs. What the players even found himself a charge rifle, if I'm not wrong. So, yeah, really looking forward to seeing the fights that they're about to take. They've already gained themselves what they wanted. Got the weapons. All they have to do is just find the rest of the resources and just keep going, take the fights. Sights, on the other hand, they're also looking pretty good. Look at Zero Resurrected with a Wingman and a Prowler.
Forget that.
They've dropped in over towards the Lava City this time around, right? Sights? They should have dropped in over towards the Overlook. I don't know.
I mean, maybe if this is a safer start for them, then why not? Lava City is pretty much uncontested, and
Yeah, but at the same time,
Considering-
we know for a fact that team sides, they are kind of very, very slow. And I feel if they don't go ahead and get that kick at the start of the match, right? Kick as in, if they don't take the fights early on, things kind of get really slow and they lose their entire momentum.
I mean, there's no. Okay, so I think you misunderstood what I meant by slow. When I mean they need to be fast enough, I mean that they need to be fast enough in finishing their fights. If they
Yeah,
start a
exactly
fight,
what I'm saying.
yeah, if you start a fight, you finish it in 30 seconds, you don't get third party.
Yeah,
Good.
I got your point. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. Right, sites they are not able to do that. Like they take out a fight, but then they just take too long, and sometimes they just get caught when they get third partied. So
Yeah,
you
that's
kind of have
exactly
to
what I'm
speed
saying.
up on that. And they would be able to do that if they drop in hot and maybe find a team right at the bat. That might just fast things up a little bit more for them.
Faster, 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 in the words of Octane.
Yeah.
Well, task force going towards the geyser area. Now, here's the thing about dropping in Lava City. Since most of the circles have been towards Overlook and Village, and just it's the western side of, so it's the eastern side of Fragment. If they go towards Lava City, they can have a safer rotation path. They can go from Lava City to Dome, can go towards Harvester if you want. Otherwise, you can just completely skip out that area and just stick to Geyser and then work your way up. Work your way up from the eastern part of the map along the edges. The only team that you'll run into is Task Force, which I don't think should be a problem for a team of Sights caliber.
I don't like it when teams just drop out the Phoenix kit. Why do you guys hate the Phoenix kit? I know it takes a long time, but I at least have one though. Like keep one. Throw all of it away.
Thing of the Phoenix is probably the most unloved item, even though it provides good value for money, but then doesn't provide a good value for your pack spec race. I don't know. I mean, considering that,
keeping at least one, it's fine. Right?
yeah, but considering Seer is in the meta right now, you'll probably never get the time to pop all of it.
Actually, yeah.
Do they have an actual amusement park course full of jump pads? They just changed 2 jump pads in a row. They started off at the top and they took another one which is already lying there and a third one. So these guys are in an amusement park right now. They're like chaining together jump pads. They're on a joyride. And within a matter of seconds, they cover so much distance.
What.exe right now? They have found themselves in a position. Yeah, they have found themselves in a position where their ult has run out and Begum is using the ultimate experiment once again.
Yeah, I guess all these ultimate externals are just being given to the Revenant again and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's come down to. A couple of months ago, before the Revenant was buffed, everyone used to pass over the ultimate accelerants to either the Bangalore or the Gibraltar because of their defensive bombardment and the creeping barrage from Bangalore. The few ultimates that destroy an entire massive area. But now you just give it away to the Revenant and you have an extra life.
Bangalore received a sort of a nerf, right?
Not really. I mean, it was more of balancing. But
Yeah, a little bit of a balance right there where players kind of thought that it's kind of too much maybe.
Not really. I mean, her smokes have been readjusted to make them a little thicker. Now you can't see through them.
Yeah, the
But if you're
smokes have been
inside them, yeah, then the visibility might be a little easier. But then both the teams have to be inside the smokes. But I don't think we've seen anyone pick up Bangalore before in this tournament.
We have actually yesterday or day before we had a Bangalore. Like Bangalore's have been picked up. Actually, was that Q1? I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe this is the. Oh, I see. All right. So yeah, that was Qualifier 1. Just got word from the production as well. So in Qualifier 2, this is the first time we're seeing a Bangalore. That's nice. Cool.
Where do you see? They're getting shot from above now. They need to figure out where their opponents are. They saw them shoot from the hill. But that's the thing about being up on the hill. You can always go around the other side. Plus, if you go back a little, you will have access to the rail tunnel as well. So what exactly are they up to? The scan reveals the position, and now they know that they are still indeed over that hill, and they can continue doing what they want. But what do you see are trying to fall back instead? They're taking the other side. 2 of the players have already moved across, and I think they're just doing this to outmaneuver their opponents who are also trying to flank them.
Maybe Word.exe has spotted out Thunder Buddies. Yeah, Thunder Buddies. I feel as if they are gonna get taken down by the side of Aviator Esports as well, who are over towards the southern part. Now this is gonna be a battle that is gonna be very spicy. It's gonna get spicy eventually, but for now it is gonna be kind of cold.
And revenge is the best. Revenge is the dish best served cold. If anyone wants to take down Word EXE, they better have their patience, because if you try to take them on in a hurry, if you try to just dive headfirst without taking enough information, without analyzing the situation, you will most likely be punished. So take your time, figure out what the plan of action is, and once you go in, then you take your pace up.
Can someone drop a Kuobarai, a Thermite? Or can he go ahead and find one? We want to see that Rampage revved up and a Kuobarai going ahead and spraying down an entire squad with that.
Yeah, the Rampage has been pretty decent. And
Actually, it's broken after the entire update. It's pretty overpowered now. Like you can just go ahead and take out the shields like with a few bullets. It's just insane.
I feel like it kind of is an in-between weapon. Resides somewhere in between a wingman and a Spitfire, considering the damage and the rate of fire.
Yeah, that is quite apt right there. Yeah, between the wingman and the Spitfire. Yes.
I would still prefer the flatline over it though.
Flatline HCOG, best, no cap.
The aviators are still in Climatizer, one of the newer areas that has been added to the map now. And I must say, I like this area. I like the whole geometry of it. If a circle ends up over here, I would love to see how the teams deal with all the zip lines, all the high ground, low ground areas, and all the different moving gondolas. Probably a very interesting area for a team fight. And Aviator Esports are, in a position where they can make me happy by fighting inside of this Climatizer area, but they're just choosing to run away instead. But it seems like the opponents will try to chase them heavy, and let's see if they're able to close the distance.
Well, Devil Stoner, I think the zip line is gonna go back in towards the dam as well. I mean, I feel as if for now though, Aviator Esports they have just divided themselves into. It's gonna be seeing Abizone, who's gonna be running away. Devil Stoner is also getting shot at. Abizone, he has taken a lot of bullets, and it is actually the side of its IU who's just barely surviving right now. He's activated the Beast of the Hunt just for that increase in movement speed.
Yeah, but they go towards another team instead. VRDXC are chasing them to the ends of the earth, from Climatizer to the edges of Epicenter, and now all the way towards the end of the map. But I think Aviator Esports might just survive this one, because VRDXC are distracted. For a brief moment, somebody else was shooting at them from behind, and VRDXC is like, nah, you focus on the target at hand, you finish off the job that you started, and then you take a look at the team who was inside of Epicenter.
Deathwish, you go ahead and use the scanner in order to see if anyone else is in the vicinity. I don't think they're gonna spot anyone out, so it's pretty cool. Usually the rest they're gonna have. Oh no, never mind. There's that squad coming in. That is gonna be. It's gonna be who, by the way? Which squad is that coming in from the back lines? The only regret what.exe are gonna have is that they let Aviator Esports survive.
Oh, 1 HP. Now we know which team this is. Power
They
also
let
comes
go.
in and finish them off. The Rampage and the Spitfire, it doesn't really matter at this point, because no matter which weapon you have, up close and personal, these assault rifles will shred you to pieces, and I think VRDXC might just have been put under. And Thunder Buddies are the ones who show up as well. They will most likely go up against the side of Play Like Pros, but while all of that is happening, a lone survivor from Aviator Esports is just chilling underneath.
Yeah, Thunder Buddies, they have got all three of their players in, by the way, this game. They've got Dizit back. So it's no longer only Power and Aku. It is Dizit back as well. And with that Octane back in, things might just be a bit different, not difficult. Things are going to be difficult for the side of Vector Sports, though, by the way. They still don't have definitely a noob, who is the Valkyrie. It's just Anuj and Nexus Abhi running a two-man show here towards Fragment. The Evites and the Wolves, and I feel maybe, just maybe, they can just play it right. They might go ahead and spot out a squad up there on the top of the hill.
I suppose with only 2 members, it's kind of unfortunate why they had to deal with this. But they're inside Fragment, which is probably the sweatiest place of them all. And very soon they'll be forced to leave this city. We are almost on the verge of reaching the 4th ring in a minute and a half, and 9 squads are still alive. This is surprisingly a lot of squads for a circle this small. And it looks like Best 9 have found their next target.
Oh my god, the charge rifle. It's doing so much damage. It almost took down Party Kill. Party Kill's shields are down. And he is also going to be going down if he takes one more hit from that. There's a Kraber as well on the hands of no FPS. So Best 9. Well, looks like this time around though they found themselves some pretty slick loot, Crips.
Kraber, dude. You better conserve that ammo. We already saw one player from Thunder Buddies wield a Spitfire. Now a player of Best 9 has the Kraber. They're trying to land some pot shots onto the Valkyrie, ultimating away, but I think they will probably be able to intercept them because they can at least take a look at their landing path. And that team, with just ultimated away, will land straight in the middle of a lot of teams. So they got out of the frying pan and they almost stepped into the fire. Let's see how they can keep themselves safe because everyone will see them coming from a mile away.
Not really sure why you would do something like that as well, right? Revealing your position, making yourself a live target right there.
I mean, they were very far away from the center of the circle, and the ring was about to start pushing them, so they had no choice over there but to take the ultimate and then jump into the just jump into the circle.
Yeah, it was actually the side of KXV Esports who were using the Valkyrie ult to make their way towards this part of the camp, and I feel as if it was definitely ballsy. I mean, this was a live target, and they get taken down by the side of team sites.
Sites, I don't know how they were able to survive that. They do have just enough time to get the revives complete. The other teams that are coming in to stop on them are still a little bit far away. Best 9 are nearby, but I don't think Best 9 will go inside to fight taking sites. I guess all they need to do is just keep themselves alive inside of that little container. Best 9 also, they will take to themselves, and I don't think they want to go ahead and do anything out of the box. They have a decent position. They haven't been having too many good games, and going full send in onto one of the squads that are known to be some of the best is definitely not a good idea right now.
Sides, they're getting shot at, by the way, and at the same time, quite a lot of damage as well on the side of Team Best 9s. But hey, Best 9s, remember, they have the Kraber. You don't want to go ahead and get taken down. Team was it that used up their Revenant ult to push onto the side of... It was Watch Apex bots. Interesting. So Metro Legion is the one to use that Revenant ult to try and take down the side of Team Sites. But unfortunately, no one from the side of Team Sites is going to fall. It's going to be the ultimate side of Watch Apex bots to be taken out as well. That is Nexus Sports' player, Nexus Abhi, going down, and it all comes down to Anuj. Anuj, well,
Oh my God.
he's also going to bleed out thanks to Watch Apex bots just pushing him down and taking him down. There's another squad if I'm not wrong. Coming again. Yeah, there you go. That's going to be Play Like Pros. We're going to chime in as well. Like Pros, they've already got themselves a frag on towards Switchy, but there is John FPS left out along with Metro Legion. Watch Apex bots in a 2 versus X situation. Gonna try and maybe survive this.
They have a safe position for now, but they will have to leave the safe position and move towards the circle. And they're taking their sweet time because all the other teams are trying to make a move first. And they're trying to just shoot down the other teams who are already out in the open before they themselves venture out. But they don't have too much time left. In 7 seconds, they will have to relinquish this area and move ahead into the open area where they can get shot from anyone. So they need to decide a landing spot and then move in turn. Unfortunately, they don't even have a rate that they can send on like a rescue mission so that you can move with her portals. But they do have an Octane, so that means they can use a jump pad.
Well, the Kraber is in action right now, and Snow FPS, fortunately, is not able to take a shot. He's just patiently waiting, you know. He's like, when? And as soon as that player is just going to be out there in the open, he's going to go ahead and shoot. But for now, John FPS is the one who's getting shot at. Just has to maneuver his way. Can rock Switchy. That's the Octane who got knocked out and picked back up as well by John FPS. He's gonna try and make complete use of the resurrection that came in as well.
At this point, Team Best 9 applying quite a lot of pressure onto the side of Washed Apex spots as they are trapped in between rock and a hard place. Luckily, the ring doesn't sandwich them all the way until they are at toast, so they can stay in between the little gap created between the building and the cliff. So they will be safe for there. And while all of this is happening, Team Sides are now in trouble because you've got Best 9 shooting at them from far away, and they have another team behind them, so they need to choose. Did someone just get revived? That was a very, very brave move.
5 squads left out, by the way. Best 9. They have spotted out the side of Washed Apex spots, and Washed Apex spots in turn have also spotted them out. And I feel that Best 9s, if they lose patience right now, then it's game over for them.
Team Sides doing everything they can to defend this house. This is one of the best positions inside. It's somewhat in the center. It's the only place that has more cover. And there you go. They just killed Metro Legion, which means that's probably the end. No, wait, it's not the end, actually. Switchy is still alive. And John FPS got revived. Oh, now you know. But as soon as John FPS goes down on the ground, he will be buried 6 feet under. And 1 HP confirms that kill, even though Sides were trying to steal that kill away from him. Switchy, on the other hand, is still alive for the side of Washed Apex spot, so he's going to have to rat his way to victory. But this compound that Team Sides have for themselves is actually pretty advantageous. If they can defend it, that will be nothing like it. There's no other place better than this one.
Well, things have again taken a little bit of a turn here as we are going to be seeing the side of Play Like Pros, who are going to go ahead and start scanning as well. It's going to be Dark Knight. Going to be on the scan, and he's going to get to know that, hey, Sights are still inside of that building, and there comes the signature ability. That signature ability is going to stun the side of Team Sights. We'll be seeing we are going to be seeing Dark Knight, by the way. He's going to try and take some vantage point. He's going to get on top of the mountain. Maybe throw in a thermite from inside of one of the windows.
Yeah, but even if you throw in the thermite, that compound is wide enough for you to avoid any utility damage. So this is actually a pretty good position that Team Sides have taken up. I think this might just be the game where they overtake them. Washed Apex spots. They revived John. He died. They revived Metro Legion again. He survived. So they've been just using mobile respawn beacons and the regular respawn beacons. In fact, I think Switchy might have just gone outside the ring to revive him too. I never really saw from his perspective what it looks like, but I think that's the only explanation as to how he still has multiple teammates alive. Well, at least they have them online and on ground as now. They will be able to get their shields back up as well, but Task Force is kind of in trouble because even after using all the smokes of the Bangalore, they're still in trouble. And you see Team Sides have digital threats onto their wingmans, which means they can see through the smokes, but Zero Resurrected doesn't need anything. Ah, poor guy. Metro Legion was the one who was trying to, steal the kill, but it's actually Zero. Ends up taking away a little bit. Washed Apex spots now going full send onto Team Sides. They recognize this compound as one of the most advantageous in the entire server, and Washed Apex spots. They want this with everything they've got. This is their only chance of survival. That means they need to kill Team Sides right here and now.
Well, they definitely have to do that. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit of a problem for them in the overall standings, because they are not having the best of the time right now. 4 squads left out, guys. Best 9 is going to face off against the side of Play Like Pros really soon, because Play Like Pros, they're going to be forced out of the ring, by the way, and they are going to be forced straight into the process of Best 9s, or even the side of Team Sides.
They're destroying the jump pads because that jump pad kind of blocks their way out of this compound. And they will need to leave it soon. This is as much compound that's left. Imagine having a really long little piece of cover and then only having such a tiny area off it. And there's only one way outside. That's using this door. So anyone can do damage to them if they're just able to cover this door. And now Best 9 have to get out of it while facing the wrath of the entire world. Metro Legion is still trying to stay alive while he's trapped in between Team Sides and another one behind him. And of course, it's going to be the players of Play Like Pros who eliminate them. Oh no, this Nox gas could be a massive game changer. It deals tremendous amounts of damage, and they're blocking the entrances with the gas canisters. He's trapped. Team Sights in there, and the moment they try to get out of the windows, they will be taking not only the gas damage, but also the ring damage and the bullets. Oh, what a big brain move from Play Like Pros. This caustic just paid off massive dividends. He trapped them inside. He blocked the only way out. What a move. What a game. That is amazing.
Definitely it is. Play like pros. Well, they kind of stand true to their name. They definitely play like the pros, and I feel as if they got that with the use of the brand new range of gaming notebooks coming out from the side of Lenovo Legion, powered by the all new Intel Core processors as well. You can find yours as well using the link down in the description below. But keeping that aside, what a brilliant move coming out from the side of Play Like Pros. It was like a move made in chess as well, right? Where you don't see that coming. Like all of these masters, they just come in with these insane moves, and then you're like, wait, what happened? And Play Like Pros, they just come in and surprise all of us. And I could definitely see that from Crips's expression as well when he went ahead and was like, "Oh, that canister, it just does a lot of damage," and then the ring also pushing in and just doing more and more damage because that was the final ring, if I'm not wrong, and the final ring completely takes you down in terms of the HP as well, just slices you down as well. It was again Play Like Pros. I feel as if the way they were strategizing their move this entire match, it kind of felt like that they were about to take it as well because we know for a fact that Play Like Pros are a team that like to build that fort, play it out safe, play it very passive. But this time they were looking like they want to they want to fight. It looked like that they had Krabers and everything, and they're absolutely ready. Like they were taking the fights head on. They were not scared about what exactly is about to happen if you open fire and what if our location is going to be revealed. No, they were looking to fight, and they took the fight, and they got the victory as well. The match highlights are ready, so why don't we quickly jump straight into was the match highlights as well. And Crips, I wanted to ask you this: what did you think was that one thing that stood out in match 4, apart from Play Like Pros' insane move? What else did you think was something that was not supposed to happen but it did?
So many players being inside the last zone. I mean, we had like what 5, 6 teams live, and usually we see a total of 10, 12 players. From 5 to 6 teams, with each team having like 2 or 3 players alive each. Sometimes even one person ratting, but this time there were like 20 players alive, and that was a lot more than what we usually see. And what I also saw was that these little compounds which Team KXP tried to attack against Team Sites, I thought that they're trying to commit their forces a bit too early into a compound, but yeah, the circle prediction of KXP Esports was correct. Even though they died trying to take that compound, at least they recognized that this compound will be very relevant all the way till the end, and it was relevant.
But still, I mean, it was just a little bit of a big move coming out from the side of Team KXB Esports. But as you mentioned it, they read it out beautifully. If only they did not get taken down by the side of Team Sites, they might have been the ones to be, closer to taking that Champions title as well. Best 9 on the other hand, Crips, this is a team that is so unfortunate. Like, Snow had a Kraber. We also saw, Washed Apex bots just coming in and taking the fight against the side of Team Sites right here. Look at this, Metro Legion just trying to stay alive. But unfortunately, being low on HP and being the only player surviving from his team was not able to do much. Then Play Like Pros came in.
I mean, Team Sites left that compound and went towards this truck first. What do Best 9 do? They got into the compound that Sites were in previously. And then there's a reason Sites left that area to go inside this truck. And because of that, Best 9 got eliminated before them. Of course, they wouldn't have anticipated that a Nox gas grenade will be thrown towards them right at the end. And then more canisters will be put so that their pathway out of that truck is blocked. That was a 200 IQ move from the side of Play Like Pros. But then there's a reason why Site left that compound. And then the moment Best 9 decided, all right, this compound is vacant, we can take it for ourselves, they were destroyed. And you can see why. There's a reason why Sites left it. It's because there's only one entrance and everyone will focus on you when you try to come out of there. Let's take a look at the match standings and see how this massive game by Play Like Pros impacts the whole situation. I think they might just be the one team that have
25
finished.
points.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of kills. That's there. But the win on top of that, giving them 25 points, yeah, damn. I mean, Washed Apex bots are on 13 points. I want to see what happened to Word EXC. They got eliminated very early on in this game while they were trying to fight out of Climatizer. And that was unfortunate for them, right? They were chasing. I think they were chasing maybe Alu or maybe KXB. I don't remember who they were chasing, but while in the middle of that chase, some other team started to shoot them in the back, and that's how they got distracted and they got picked apart by multiple teams.
Yeah. It was actually a pretty good play coming out from the side of Play Like Pros as well to just go ahead and 25 total points. Racking up the kill points was something, but at the same time, getting the champion as well. And just, saving the utilities till the very end is also something that you need to take a look at. You can't just absolutely use and throw everything. You have to learn resource management, and Play Like Pros, they kind of nailed it beautifully.
Player like pros, they always nail it beautifully, and it's always these last rounds, these last games where they create the massive impact, right? We saw in game 2 also, they had a nice little fortress up on thermal station, and then they had to abandon that fortress even though it was protected by a lot of gas canisters. They got rid of it and they were able to control the last zone like masters. So that was great, and then they were able to do the same in this game as well. Let's see how it impacts the overall standings and where exactly do Play Like Pros stand now. Because after such a massive game, some things are bound to change, and they have climbed up to third spot now.
Yeah, that is a big move right there coming out from the side of Play Like Pros as they move over towards the third spot. And they are going to be challenged by the likes of Sites for the final match of the day. Even Vector Sports, we did tell you, Vector Sports, they're just 4 points away to taking away Sites from that fourth spot. And Aviator Esports are still going strong in that sixth spot right there. Thunder Buddies, they're in the seventh. Thunder Buddies, if they can just try and find themselves around 10, 12 kill points, and maybe even a champion, or even if not a champion, at least surviving as the second team or something like that, maybe they might be able to go ahead and take on the side of Aviator Esports. But that hasn't been the case for today, right? Thunder Buddies are not having the best day. Oh, all right then. A little bit of a change right there. Watched Apex bots are the ones to go ahead and take that first spot now. Total of 170 points. Word.exe on the second spot with 166, and Play Like Pros are still on the third spot with 146. But yeah, I was kind of confused because Sites were previously on 118 and Vector Sports were on 114. So I was like, wait, why hasn't that changed? But yeah, now it has updated. Sites are at 132 and Vector Sports with 118 now. Again, that 10 points difference is still there between Aviator and Thunder clips.
10-point difference between Aviator and Thunder exists, and that kind of makes me nervous
Team
because
Alu as
that
well.
means that that means that Thunder Buddies will probably not be able to qualify, and there's only one game remaining now. Alu, I don't think they will be able to make it. A 20-point difference to be covered in just a single game. They're going to have to not only take the win, but they will have to take 8 kills on top of it. And in order to do that, Aviator Esports will have to die. And so does Thunder Buddies. So, yeah, the hopes of Team Alu are just dwindling right now. But I'm just glad that Washed Apex bots are back on the top. One bad game is all that takes from Word.exe. And we said it yesterday as well. They don't need to play well. They just need to avoid bad games. And unfortunately, they were not able to avoid it because Word.exe got eliminated right at the start. And Washed Apex bots take that opportunity to reclaim the lead. Play Like Pros have become the first team to win 3 games. Let's see if they're able to win any more. Just one more match remaining, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost less than 20 minutes, less than half an hour away from crowning the top 6 teams that have qualified for the Rise of Legion Grand Finals.
And I feel as if the standings are not going to change much, apart from, of course, just rearranging them here and there. Because I feel as if it is still going to be the side of Watched Apex bots, Word.exe, Play Like Pros to go ahead into the Grand Finals alongside Sites and Vector Sports. But yeah, the only point of doubt is Aviator and Thunder. The 6th spot is all there is right there to sort of know if is it going to be Aviator or is it going to be Thunder. But you did mention that it's going to take quite a lot for the Thunder Buddies to go ahead and make their way towards the 6th spot as well. They are 10 points away, and in order to put up that 10 points, they not only have to get themselves a couple of kills, but they also have to place themselves in a pretty good spot. But Thunder Buddies have not been able to do that. So let's find out if in moving in over towards the final match, they're going to be able to make a change in maybe if Aviator Esports are going to get taken down right at the bat, there is going to be a chance for the side of Thunder Buddies to qualify into the grand finals as well. And if they do qualify, then it is going to be a very sad and unfortunate moment for the side of Aviator Esports, because everything that they have done till now is going to go down in wanes.
Yeah, Thunder Buddies versus Aviator. This is probably one of the most interesting storylines in the tournament right now. The other interesting storyline is the rivalry that's been brewing at the top between Washed Apex Spots and Word EXE. I mean, getting the first prize of this tournament, it won't really matter because you still face each other in the grand finals, but still, bragging rights are a thing. And you want to get the better of those bragging rights. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all these interesting storylines will finally come to a conclusion as we will be jumping into the last game of the day anytime soon. But before we do that, we have a small word from our sponsors.
From the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's finally time for us to decide on who are those 6 teams that are going to qualify straight in towards the grand finals. We already have an idea as to who some of the teams are going to be, but yeah, still there is a little bit of a doubt left. So why don't we go ahead and solidify and clear out all of those doubts and get our 6 teams, as well as we are heading in towards the final match for the qualifier 2 finals of the Rise of Legion for Apex Legends, presented to you by Lenovo and Intel. So yeah, all of these teams dropping in over towards the north side. Only one team has dropped in towards the southern side, and that is going to be the side of Play Like Pros. They dropped in over towards the Lava Saffron. Everyone else has dropped in over towards the north side of the map, the center and the north. And team sites, they have made their way in towards the Overlook, if I'm not wrong.
They're pretty safe in Overlook, considering that there's 4 teams inside of Fragment. But they're not alone over here. They just found their next set of opponents.
Yep, maybe the side team sides to go ahead and take that fight as well. They're not going to be scared though. They do have enough to go ahead and take that fight. So maybe they're going to try and take that fight. Because we did talk about this, right? Team sides, they have to start taking these fights and they have to finish off their opponents as fast as possible. Because every single time they try and take a fight and then they get third party. So they need to be careful. They are going to quickly go ahead and put an Arc Star as well. Nexus Abi is going to take down Chico Flip, and Yato Place is going to go ahead and take down Nexus Abi instead. This is Vector Sports, by the way. Off your screens is Disit fighting off against the side of Team Alu. So yeah, frags are coming left, right, and center, and they're going to be left out with 9 squads now as Vector Sports are going to get taken down over towards Overlook.
Yeah, but do you think Vector Sports have enough points in the bag that even after this early elimination, they stay in the top 6?
Sorry?
Do you think they have enough points in the bag that they will be able to stay in the top 6 even after this early elimination?
Vector Sports, yeah, they were above 104. They were sitting at 118 points. So I feel like they should pretty much be okay. Unless and until teams like Aviator Esports come in with like a bang, 25 or 26 points, which is not possible. So yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not possible, but judging from their performance the entire day, feels highly unlikely. But if it happens, we're very happy.
YDXE still on the edge
Oh,
of
did
Fragment.
Did the Octane lag out? Yeah. No, okay. Nan Kebab just stopped right there for a second. I was like, wait, did he lag out? Don't tell me he lagged out. Oh, he was thinking about something. Interesting.
Train yard, the most sweatiest place inside of Fragment City, is still empty. There were 4 teams over here. Keep in mind now, one of them might have left and gone on towards village or something, or the other. Verdi, they've already dealt a little bit of damage to one of the teams, but they need to find the remaining ones as well. Will they be able to find them soon enough? I don't know.
Hey, 8 squads left out now. Another squad just got taken down, and this match pretty much looks like that it might just end really quickly. Because most of these teams, yeah, they've changed their stance right now. They're just dropping in hot and they are taking the fight. Vector Sports, we already lost them. We've also lost one more squad somewhere over towards the Fragments, I feel like. And yeah, 1.exe are right here in Fragments. They're also trying to loot up.
Yeah, with the entirety of Fragments behind them. I think they must have just wiped the entire city clean by now. And these guys are pretty fast on their feet, so they definitely finished up looting very, very quickly. And I think they'll be ready for the battles very soon. Now that we have these guys already in control of this area, and still there's like 3.5 minutes left to spare for the first ring to close, we can start discussing about where you think the next circle will go. A request to production to show us what the circle currently looks like. I mean, we know that it still is towards the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Okay, it's not even towards the bottom, it's still towards the center. But the next circle is still in a similar area, near Epicenter and Fragment and VerdiXC. It seems like once again they will be in a little bit of trouble, as this time they're going up against Team Sides, who are coming out straight from Overlook. The Mastiff not good enough at close range, but Beckham still under that protection is able to chase down the remaining members. But he still has to go up against all 3 players, and if he gets sent back to his death totem, he will still be right there. At least he takes down Russian plays before he finally hits the dust and gets run out. But he's downstairs now, and he will be finished off. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. VerdiXC are out of the game.
Well, 1.exe once again getting caught by another team, and this time it is going to be the Sara team side. So we did tell that if changing stance is going to be making a difference in their entire play, and it does. They go ahead, take the fights, and this is exactly what I was trying to say, right, Crips? If they just drop in hard, if they take on the fights, they're going to be able to do quite a lot, and it's actually happening. Took down Vector Sports, and now they've taken down their rivals, 1.exe. And it looks like that maybe Sites, if they put up a really good performance here, they might just inch closer and closer to getting their spot back. Their original spot back. But that has to wait for a little bit more. Still have 7 squads left out. And Team Sites, for now, despite the fact that they're looking hot, they can't just get ahead of themselves. There are still potential teams out there who have got themselves quite a lot going on into their favor. KSB Sports, on the other hand, wow, Beast of the Hunt getting activated in. Alright then, Ronan. Pretty sure. Was it like a misclick or something like that, or are you actually trying to use the Beast of the Hunt? Maybe he might be using the Beast of the Hunt on there at the end of Fragment, and there is going to be Washed Apex Bots coming in and taking down the side of KXB as well. Party Kill goes down, and Party Kill was the Valkyrie, remember?
Well, Party Kill has been killed, and the party has ended. Really tempted to crack a Bollywood darling over here. Everyone just came in, ate up all the food, the party has ended, and it looks like the hosts have been desecrated. Favorite Esports hot on the heels of one of the teams that are going inside the caves. Welcome to the dark alleys, says Aviator Esports.
Oh, this is going to be the routing tunnel. And yeah, inside of the routing tunnel, we have seen epic fights happening. Even in Qualifier 1, we saw teams just going ahead and fighting it out in the routing tunnels, and despite not having a lot of open space, the Octanes making some insane jumps inside of the tunnels. Crips, you actually missed it out, but yeah, this happened inside of the tunnel. One of the Octanes, he just put down the jump pad. So that squad eliminated a squad inside of the routing tunnel, and the squad who eliminated that other squad, they got third-partied. In order to escape, that Octane just put down a jump pad, and he just jumped on top of that jump pad inside the tunnel. He hit his head onto the wall, up in the ceiling, but he still managed to survive and just jump and make his way in and around. I don't know, he did some insane stuff. And
I feel like hitting my head now.
Why?
Reasons. Let's see Wash the Apex spots. Let's see if they can give me a reason or not. They activate the Death Totem and now they're jumping in for the fights. Their enemies though are running away from them. It's actually a smart move because the longer they chase them, the farther away they will be from their enemies when they go back to the totems, which means re-chasing them will be difficult unless they can chain jump pads together. Luckily, they haven't even knocked anyone out yet, which means that enemies can just heal up and they will still be far away from Wash Apex spots. And the enemies deploy yet another jump pad. Will they destroy it on the way back? I hope they do, but otherwise Wash Apex spots will use the same thing to chase them and continue this whole process over and over again.
Well, for now, Wash the Apex bots. They are gonna try and make their way in towards safety. Even the esports are the ones over towards the epicenter, right?
I think at this point, every team is just converging around the epicenter. That's basically where the final fight's headed. And I already see like 4 teams in the vicinity, 7 squads left. The other 3 squads, which are far away, will also be making their way over here soon. Team Sights is one of those 3 squads which isn't near epicenter yet, but they're on their way up. They're on their way north. They just passed by the Harvester, and they're going to take these narrow bio lanes near the Lava Fissure to escape and get inside towards Fragment. Now, whether they go inside Fragment or whether they go around it to go towards epicenter directly, that is something I don't know. They have a lot of options that way. And a little bit of Fragment is still there inside the circle, so, I mean, plenty of real estate to hide inside. Oh, in fact, they're not going to go there. They're not going to go towards Fragment at all. They just continue staying towards Harvester because they saw a care package, and now they're going to continue their way up. I mean, they've got plenty of time, so why not?
Team sides easily try and make their way into the ring now, Crips. And as soon as they're going to be making their way into the ring, might be possible they're going to be spotting out a squad in the camp of the village right in front of them. So they're moving in over towards the Fragment East, and there is the bridge and the building that I was talking about now. What exactly is going to be the position of the team already in Fragment? It was just word.exe and they got taken down, right? So Fragment seems pretty clear, but it seems pretty clear to take on by the sides. The Yatu place right now. Should be the one to go ahead and maybe put in the scan. And yeah, there you go. It's not clear. There are 3 hostiles right there. We are going to be seeing the side of team sides going ahead and converging on towards their open. And Yatu place is going to be activating the Beast of the Hunt. And that Beast of the Hunt is going to give him so much information. Another scan is ready. Why don't he go ahead and scan? There you go. Is going to come in and the information is going to be needed in as well. They know for a fact that the players are on top of the roof and the defensive bombardment is going to rain on towards the side of team sides.
Team Sides, well, they've just lost track, but luckily they have a Bloodhound, a guy who can track his enemies and chase them to the ends of the earth. It seems like their enemies at this point are just making them run around, you know, take them on a wild goose chase. And a wild goose chase is exactly what they need if they want to call in third parties deliberately. If they can keep themselves safe and if they can keep team sides on their heels, then someone or the other will try and fight. Someone or the other will try and fight team sides. But no, team sides know exactly what to do. Zero Resurrected has found the Gibraltar, and the Gibraltar wants to invite him upstairs. He found the other guy as well, so he will be forced to reconnect. A dome just popped at the edge of this entrance. The other members of team sides, now they try to intercept their enemies as they're trying to cross over towards another building. He climbs up on the high ground and he should be able to surprise them from top, a place where they will never expect Chicken Flip to be in. And his teammate is also over there. Pre-fire has come through. The door hasn't cracked open and they're trapped over here now. Sides, these guys that are actually trapping their opponents, and they have so many more angles. Oh my goodness, the moment that door breaks, Great and Octane get double peaked. It's a 2 vs 2 fight. This might just be the end. The nade knocks them over to the other side. Just one more person remaining, and they're chasing him downstairs. They have another option too. They can go ahead and recover the teammate's beacon, and they can take the exit up top so that they can no longer need to chase the guy downstairs and instead race him to the respawn beacon. There's only one available in the city. The other one is outside in village, and the third respawn beacon is available inside of epicenter. And they decide that it's not worth it to chase that one last player. They would much rather get their teammate online and Zero resurrected. Well, they don't even need to go to a respawn beacon. They have a mobile one right here.
Yep, they have called in for a mobile respawn unit. And as soon as it's going to be dropping down, we are going to be seeing that final player coming back alive into the server.
Yeah,
Still,
but
6 squads left, man, and I feel as if it is going to come down to Fragment East. All the fights is just going to come down to Fragment East.
oh, definitely. But the moment everyone sees that respawn drop ship coming in, they will be attracted like moths to a flame. And Apex, Washed Apex bots are one of the first teams to respond to this thing. Luckily, they only have the train yard under their control. They haven't really reached the building in which Team Sights is in, so they're pretty safe. But they're trying to cover the distance every now and then. Now, Seer can only spot the heartbeats, so he can figure out which building the enemies are in. And if any one of them gets detected, yes, then they will have more information. It's not like one of your Bloodhound scans. But now that the heart chamber has been committed, all of them get revealed. Okay, then Washed Apex bots have the information on the team that just called in the response. But will they initiate right now? Yes, they will. Dead Totem put up on the second floor. This will make it so much harder for people to find the Dead Totem as well. Because it's not on the ground floor or the top floor. They're going to have to take the zip lines and then go in with it. Really good brain presence over there. But the Arc Stars are thrown at the entrance of the other building. That means Washed Apex bots will be sent back. And the Dead Totem goes to waste. And the third party has also arrived. This building, Washed Apex bots thought it was safe, but it's no longer safe as they are taking so much damage. My goodness, Sights, they wiped the floor with them. What a reverse sweep. They were the ones who were struggling at one point. They were the ones who called in the resurrection for Zero Resurrected, and now he stands true to his name. And now Sights must hold on to the fourth party. They must survive this onslaught assassin.
Well, I feel as if the side of Team Sights, right? They've done a pretty good job at the same time. Zero Resurrected could have played it out a little bit more safer. I don't know. Yeah, they're just getting wrecked by the side of Play Like Pros. And Play Like Pros, remember, they're only running 2 players. Like, they don't even have that 3-man squad alive. If they had all 3 of their players, imagine the amount of damage and the amount of speed in which they can go ahead and take down Sights as well. But Sights, I don't blame them. Kind of got caught in that situation. Like, there was absolutely nothing that they could have done right there.
I also like it from the side of Team Sights. Like, they were the ones who were at a disadvantage. The moment you call in a respawn dropship, everyone will attack you. Washed Apex bots, they tried to send in with their Dead Totems. You deny the extra life by just a bunch of Arc Stars that are thrown onto the entrances of your building. And then you reverse push your enemies when they least expect it.
By the way,
that's amazing.
Yeah, by the way, just a little bit of a tidbit. The rest of there are 3 squads left out, right? It is Thunder Buddies, Aviator Esports, and Play Like Pros. Forget Play Like Pros, but Aviator Esports and Thunder Buddies. These
this
two.
Could be the game that determines which one of these teams qualify.
Exactly. So this is gonna be that match that is gonna determine everything. Aviator Esports for now.
Yeah, I think at this point the match is just going to become really, really slow.
Very
It's 3
slow.
teams. All of them are very far away from each other. Well, at least Aviator and the 2 teams inside of Fragment don't have too much distance in between them. One of them's on the broken building, the other one's on the train building. So yeah, those guys can start fighting, but will they full send in? And then there's another team who's just outside the city, close to Fragment, and that's going to be Aviator Esports. I mean, they know something's going to go down in Fragment soon, but none of them will take the first move. Luckily, the next ring, which is just going to close in the next 10 seconds, it's going to eliminate most of the buildings in Fragment. And that means very little space for hiding is available now.
Interesting. Well, we are going to be seeing the side of Team Play Like Pros. We're going to spot out a squad just below them. That is going to be the side of Team Thunder Buddies. Oh, never mind. Thunder Buddies make their way in over towards the building that Play Like Pros were in first. And wow, they're just switching buildings right now. Interesting. And Aviator Esports are also coming in from the north side. So interestingly, things are about to close out really soon, Crips.
Yeah, they're trying to cross over to the other side. They just want to get one little loot from the care package. Hope there's a Kraber inside. Oh, there's an alternator. Take it. Take it. Embrace the dark side. It's the only weapon that can go up against the Kraber. It's no one shot, but it is definitely something. And now they both have a very good weapon each. Oh, those are the shots that we were looking for. And with that Kraber shot connecting, Dark has just upgraded his Evo to red.
So yeah, Play Like Pros. We're seeing that Kraber coming into action on HP to get something done. But hold on a second, was he just doing an emote right there?
Yeah. The
Just
bravery
doing
of
an
this
emote.
man.
Yeah, it was just putting on an emote out there in the open. This play like pros, huh? You know for a fact that you're not going to be challenged much in this match, huh? You know for a fact that it is going to be all down to Aviator and Thunder Buddies to duke it out because they're the ones for which this match is going to matter. Play like pros are like, we already qualified, man. Even if we finish off third here, I don't care.
Even Respawn's pushing in everything they've got. They use the bubbles, but they still get arc-starred. And that means Abizone is very low on shield. The enemies dropping into their own bubbles. Let's see what happens when they try to enter the bubble. Oh, they all get sent back. But that was just the first wave against dead protected enemies. Abizone will be put 6 feet under. They're all running out of shields. They use the defensive bombardment. But no, they can't even heal because the microdrones are coming in. And it seems like AV Esports might just get third-partied right now because the other team is coming in from the left-hand side. The flank has arrived and 2 people are peeking him at the same time. Devil Stoner has to hold off. He has no time to heal. His teammates have just finished reviving, but no time for Abizone to get back up on his feet. He just barely survives that onslaught, but then the alternator comes in, and that is gonna be the end of it. No healing for you, sirs, and it's most likely that Play Like Pros will win the 3rd game of the day.
You've got to be kidding me. No freaking way did they do this, Scripps. Play like pros. They were just running 2-man squad.
We have our apex.
Did they not even have the 3rd player? How the heck did they manage to do this? 1 HP and Dark Knight. They come in clutch, and the balls coming out from Dark Knight to just throw in an emote out there in the open. Shows how much confidence this man has. As they play like pros to go ahead and take 3 champions, a hat trick for them for the day, and it's just insane. And the amount of destruction that is about to make on the overall standings, it's just unimaginable.
A hat trick today. 4 wins in total across the qualifier. Man, I think this might just be enough to push them above washed Apex spots as well.
Maybe.
I think they might just take the number 1 spot.
You never really know. Play like pros. If they do get that happen, though, that is going to be quite a twist in story right there. Because play like pros, if you do recall, I mean, you might not because you were not present for day 1, but if you might have watched the VOD, you might have noticed that play like pros did not have the best of the start. Like day 1 was pretty on and off. Day 2 was pretty good. But then day 3, they just quickly go ahead and change things around. Day 2 and day 3 were the ones where they stepped up big time. And now that they have got themselves 4 champion wins is just scary. You might just go ahead and take the first spot, just like you said.
Might just go ahead and take the first spot. I mean, it was kind of like an ascending graph, right? They have a slow start. They have a decent day 2. They won 1 game in day 3, but then after that, it was an okayish performance. And then in the last 2 games, they win both. They win everything. And some of them were because of some big brain plays. Some of them were just straight up out aiming and out fragging your opponents. Let's take a look at the highlights. And I'm really excited to see what these guys were able to do with their Kraber and their alternator. 2 of the strongest care package weapons right now.
I mean, starting off the highlights, we had Team Sides dropping in hot over towards Overlook, getting themselves that squad wipe on towards Vector Sports. Vector Sports got taken down as well, and then Team Sides, they looted up as much as they could, and they quickly made their way in over towards the fragments as well. I mean, Sides, as we did talk about this, right? Sides, they knew what they were supposed to do. They were just supposed to drop in hot, and they were just supposed to take the fights. They did that, and they emerged victorious in a lot of fights. They even went ahead and took down the side of Word.exe, who were trying to make their way out of this location. And then Team Sides, they just completely destroyed the side of Word.exe, despite having that death protection. Final Play was not able to do much, was not able to do anything. Yatu plays, he got knocked out, but then that trigger flip and Zero resurrected. He came in and took down the final player. It was the Revenant, Begum. After that, Washed Apex bots also put up quite a performance against the side of KXB as they were trying to make the rotation KXB. They got caught and they got taken down as well. Aviator Esports, on the other hand, all this was happening. They activated the Beast of the Hunt and they hunted down the rest of the players from the side of Team KXB as well. It was that final player, and there you go. And that the Wraith got taken down as well, and Team Sights, they moved in over towards the fragments to go ahead and find out the side of Team Best Nines, who are always dropping in over towards the fragments again and again and again. Every match, you will see Best Nines dropping in over towards the fragments as well. And Team Sites, they were pretty quick to go ahead and clear off the entirety of best nines. Because I'm pointing this out because Fragment is a place where you would find pretty darn good loot, right? And best nines, despite having the best of the loot, they just got taken down pretty quickly.
At one point, the loot stops to matter, especially when your opponent is so well coordinated. They push you when you're at your most vulnerable. They stun you first with the arc stars. They make you run out of the health, and then when you're only down with your shields, Sights is going to be able to push you. And they somehow survived the onslaught against the other team as well, but it was just a bit too much. It was too tall of a task. And Sights also got eliminated right away, as they never got the chance to heal. That's why Seer is just so annoying, and everyone hates him. But yeah, I think given the situation that Sides were trapped inside, I think they did pretty well for themselves.
That they did. I mean, they tried, and unfortunately, it was just that they got themselves in a bad position at a bad time. AVT Esports, on the other hand, did absolutely everything they could, used all the shields as well, but as soon as Abizone got taken down right here in this situation, there was absolutely nothing that they could do. And on top of that, the Seer's signature ability came in from the side of Play Like Pros. They were just, left out recharging their shields. Whereas the side of Team Play Like Pros, they just jumped right in. They went ahead and took absolutely everyone down with the alternator as well. It was the side of Play Like Pros. I don't know how they found the alternator, but that absolutely changed the entire play right here.
Yeah, they
It
had
was
a
like-
Kraber and an
Yeah,
alternator.
exactly. Like, I don't know how did they manage to find themselves both the Kraber and the alternator, but whatever that was, wherever they got that from, that just gave them the win.
Play Like Bros. 18 kills this. I mean, 18 points this time. 6 kills in total, but Sides were the sweaty ones. Makes sense because they also were able to revive their opponents after wiping off an entire squad, so they have more kills. Sides might have just moved up in the world. Aviator Buddies, Aviator Esports are still above Thunder Buddies, and I don't know what that means. I think it might just mean that
I
Thunder
feel
Buddies are out of the
like,
tournament.
Yeah, I feel like AVT Esports are gonna hold on to that 6th spot.
Yeah. And this time they take a decisive lead. It's not like both the teams are tied in score now. So that 10-point lead will now turn into a 14-point lead.
True that. Quick max right there. Yeah, Play Like Pros. With that addition of 18 points onto the already triple digits that they had, I feel as if they might just move up pretty easily. Might have even got themselves in the 2nd spot, or even they might have taken away Washed Apex Bots' 1st spot as well on the overall standings. Washed Apex Bots only managed to get themselves 4 total points in this match. Word.exe with only 3. All of these top dogs got taken down right off the bat in this match. But it's okay. It's all good. It's pretty good because AVT Esports got the chance to just hold on to that 6th spot. Thunder Buddies, unfortunately, were not able to do much. But Play Like Pros, they came out clutch, got themselves another champion, making it a total of 4 champions to their name. And that added point of putting in as you put it in a beautiful way. I forgot, what was it? Let me remind. A little bit of a brain fart moment.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
You did talk about some styling points right there, right? For the side of Play Like Pros or whoever's going to be taking the 1st spot. I forgot. Kinda
Bragging
trying to remember.
rights?
Bragging rights. There you go. Bragging rights. But yeah. Play Like Pros, if they do go ahead and take the 1st spot, then it's going to be quite a story right there for the entire Qualifier 2 final scripts. Because these guys, they look like they had no chance taking the 1st spot at the end of the Qualifier 2 finals, but well, they did.
And the funny part is Washed Apex Bots and Word.exe, the 2 teams that are above them, they both got eliminated pretty early. So they have 4 and 3 points respectively. And they got 18. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Play Like Pros are still at the 3rd spot.
Yeah. Washed Apex Bots are the champions of Qualifier 2. Word.exe comes in 2nd, and Play Like Pros, they were not able to overtake any one of these teams, even though they performed really well in the last 2 games. Well, at least they can walk away with the fact that they had the highest number of wins in this qualifier, so that's sort of a bragging right.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a bragging right there because they got themselves 4 wins right here in this Qualifier 2 finals. Vector Sports at the 5th spot and Aviator Esports at the 6th spot as well. So Congratulations to all 6 of these teams for qualifying into the grand finals. That's going to be happening after qualifier 3 finals. And yeah, I can't really wait to see what exactly you guys can do in towards the grand finals as well. But with that, we pretty much are at the end of qualifier 2 finals clips. It was an amazing one. All 3 of these days, we saw some insane Apex Legends action coming out from all of these teams. Especially the likes of Word.exe and Watched Apex Bots. I mean, Word.exe did not have the best at the start, and so did Watched Apex Bots. Watched Apex Bots and Word.exe have always been consistent when it comes down to the fragging department. They have consistently put up the amount of damage that they were supposed to do. They have got the kills as well, but never did they get themselves a win. And finally, when they do put that up, they just rise up in the overall standings and they go ahead and take the first and the second spot as well, respectively. Play Like Pros, again, a team that we did not think are going to make their way into the top 3. They come out of nowhere. They come out of the dark to serve the light as well. And here they are. There is the overall standings, the final standings for Qualifier 2 finals, guys. As Play Like Pros, they were very close, Clips. Very close. 164 points. Word.exe with 169.
Yeah, just 10 points away from the number 1 team, Washed Apex Bots, but they got close to Word.exe. And considering that they were barely in the top 6 on the first day, from there to getting in the safe spot on day 2 and then absolutely demolishing the competition to arrive at the 3rd spot over here on the last day, winning the most number of games, and they have double the amount of wins than any other team. The number 1 team, Washed Apex Bots, have 2 wins, but Play Like Pros have 4. So that is some sort of a bragging right. The only place where they lost out were the number of kills, where Word.exe triumphs over everybody. 93 kill points for Word.exe. And Washed Apex Bots have the highest number of placement points. So even though they don't have too many wins, they were very consistent.
That's true. I mean, Watched Apex Bots, despite not having a lot of points in the final 2 games, they still just managed to stay at the top of the table. And it is exactly how you said it to be, right? They don't really have to go ahead and take the win. All they have to do is just rack up a couple of points, and they should pretty much be all smooth sailing on that first spot as well. And they managed to take away that spot from the hands of Word.exe as well, who at one point did take away the first spot, but then Watched Apex Bots, they fought for that spot, and they were like, no, that is our spot right there. We have all the bragging rights for that department, even though maybe Play Like Pros might have 4 wins. But yeah, with that, Chris, we come at the end of Qualifier 2 finals. It was an amazing 3-day journey throughout all of these teams. We kind of expected different results, and that is the best part, right? All of these underdogs just come in hot. They go ahead and showcase a completely different style of play. They bring out their inner beasts, and they just put out their wins right in front of our screens as well. With that, we have got our 6 for Qualifier 2 as well. So that makes a total of 12 squads already making their way in towards the grand finals now. We've got Qualifier 3 that is going to be happening next week. Registrations for that have already been done, I guess. And yeah, we're going to be going ahead and getting the finals done in the next weekend. So don't forget to tune in on the next week Friday for Qualifier 3 finals. And Crips, I feel as if Qualifier 3 is going to be even more intense because we're going to get more 6 teams, and that is sort of going to decide on how exactly everything is going to be in the grand finals, because we already have an idea as to what exactly these 12 teams are, but then what about the rest of the 6 that are going to be coming out from Qualifier 3? And are we going to be seeing tougher opponents for all 12 of these teams, or are we just going to be seeing teams that might not be as strong as them? Is going to be the question, right?
The competition is going to heat up. The number of players that are playing in this tournament will increase by 6 more teams. And those 6 teams will join the team that have already qualified from the first and second ones. Now, whether these 6 teams will be able to stand up against the first 2 qualified teams, we are not really sure, but I'm pretty sure that they will pack a punch. And the next qualifier is also going to be a very spectacular journey. You will definitely not want to miss out on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, mark your calendars. Come back again on next Friday, and we'll see you again at the Rise of Legion Apex Legends tournament presented to you by Lenovo and Intel. My name is Crips, and with me was Assassin47. We're going to be signing off now, but we'll see you again next week.
from the outside, who would know what lies beneath? Unleash it with a machine as savage as you are.
This is how legends are made.
Lenovo Legion. Stylish outside, savage inside.